Okay, let's talk through all these golf events that you have coming up.
Gabby, I'm glad you asked. Got my calendar right here. July 17th at Red Run, and then July 31st, I have the American Golf outing for the Cancer Society.
I also have the American Cancer Society golf outing on the 31st, and also I got yours on the 18th, buddy.
Yeah, I'm gonna be there.
Boys, these are a lot of events and golf outings.
Well, you want me to miss my own golf tournament?
Gabby, they're all great calls.
I mean, this is
Hold on. I got this. Guys, I got this. Don't worry about it. Hold on a second.
He always.
Hey guys, thanks for coming so fast. How are ya?
Remember the guys from Randy Wise, right? Sir. The Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour.
Watch for the eye.
Stay tuned.
It's the Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour. Some of the biggest names in Michigan sports. And some, well, not so much. Brought to you in part by Premier Security Solutions, Fairway Packing Company, and Swiss Insurance. Watch episodes at woodwardsports.com.
Welcome everybody in on a beautiful Thursday. Ermanni and Edwards with Maz. Ryan Ermanni will not be with us today, so we're previewing a new show. It's called The Old Man and the Kid.
Yeah.
What you think about that?
I like it.
The Old Man and the Kid, the Old Man band.
You're not that old, though.
Hey, you said what?
You're not that old.
Who's the kid?
The
You're
kid?
the kid?
No, JB.
It's the Old Man and the Kid.
Sam's probably less than him.
Speaking of the old man, Tom Mazawey. Tom, how is your day going today?
Oh, man. You know, I got to be honest.
Be honest with me, brother.
I'm not bitching. I am. I hate the heat. I do.
That's how we're starting it off.
I know. We're not supposed to hate the heat.
Yeah.
We're from Michigan. We hate the winter. Yeah, I hate the winter, too. I guess I just like it between 40 and 75.
Spoken like a
Is that fine?
Hating everything.
40 to 75. Isn't that the great temperature?
It is though. I'm a person that doesn't like it. How we talked about a couple days ago with Ryan. Like the golf course, man. Like when it gets to the, I'm a golf guy. Once it gets to the golf season, I'm not getting out there late. Like my tee times aren't midday. They're not 1. They're not 2. They're either early in the morning, 6:30, 7, or they're gonna be late at night once the sun's going down. But that when it's happening, I pass on that.
Oh man,
I pass on that.
And you started early today in the heat.
I did start early today in the heat. That's why I look like I do now. But you know what? The AC is booming here.
Yes.
And you know what else is booming? Our audio and our TD booth. Shout out to Flannel Sam today. How you doing over there, Flannel?
I'm good, man. It's the NBA Finals is tonight, and I'm all juiced up for that. Yes, it starts tonight. In the NBA Finals, this is where legacies are really cemented. This is where the greats become the all-time greats. And we got a couple guys who are facing off who could enter a new ring of the all-time greats if they can finish it off with a Finals MVP. That, of course, being Nikola Jokic and Jimmy Butler. We shall see.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
We definitely shall see. And my man JB over there, JB with the Detroit Pistons, had big news by the Detroit Pistons last night signing Monty Williams. Obviously, we couldn't hold off too much. JB, how you feeling?
Oh, I'm good. As Flannel Sam said, NBA Finals start tonight. And, of course, our very own Pistons got some very good news last night, so I'm happy about that as well.
Yeah, you know what? Let's get into it. And I apologize. My seat went down, but I kind of like talking like the kid. It's like the kid in the principal's office right now. Like I feel like I'm doing a high school show right now.
That's the first time I'm taller than you on that
It is.
shot.
We're going to leave it like this just for this set.
I dig it.
Maz, you know what? Why not, talk about it now? Why get out the gates and talk about it? We talked about it yesterday. Ryan Ermanni said wanted to pull the trigger. You want to go all in on the guy, be it Monty Williams, one of these guys. They picked their guy, Monty Williams. They made him an offer he could not refuse, Maz, much like the Godfather. And Maz, we have a new coach.
We do, and it's the guy that all Piston fans think they want. And I say that because we really don't know, do we? We have a guy that left Phoenix probably in better shape than when he took him over. He got the most out of that team.
What were your initial thoughts? Like when you heard that the deal was done,
they overpaid.
What were the initial?
They did a Detroit thing.
Okay.
It's the old Lions thing. It's the old Tigers thing. Remember Juan Gonzalez back in the day? They were going to give him $140 million. Thank God he turned it down. But they give Monty Williams a deal, a 4-year deal worth almost $80 million. It can get up to over $100 million. Now, here's his record. 367 wins, 336 losses. The Tom Gores era, this is the deal. Tom Gores went out and he got like the big name.
Right.
And I think Doc Rivers is a big name as well. Mike Budenholzer probably another tier down.
Yeah.
But he went after the guy that I think he listens and watches us, watches and listens to the
He doesn't
radio.
watch all of us.
He listens to Piston fans. He
Yeah.
really did. This is an owner that said, all right, we've tanked enough. We're not getting the number one pick. It's a mess. I've got to go out and get the guy that everybody thinks will take this team to the next level. Here's the record in the Tom Gores era. 356 wins, 586 losses, 2 playoff appearances,
Yeah.
and both were 8 seeds, both were sweeps. So he has put his money now where his mouth is. He's got a very young team, and they got a lot of salary under the salary cap, and they got some spending time here, spending money, and they put Monty Williams up. But I want to give you the record again. He's got 367 wins. Doc Rivers has almost 1,100 wins.
Yeah.
And Mike Budenholzer has 400 and almost 500 wins.
Yeah.
So those are pretty big names.
Yeah.
What makes, and I want to ask you, and I want to ask all you guys, Sam as well, what makes Monty Williams, at 51 years old, he's right there,
Yeah.
what makes him the choice for this team?
Phil, I'm eager to hear what you have to say. I'll go first because I don't want to steal your information because I know you're going to have some dynamite stuff. Just my assessment of it, Maz, you look at Doc Rivers, you look at Mike Budenholzer, you look at guys that have been around, man. Doc's been coaching in the NBA since the 90s. Doc's been coaching since the 90s. So you've seen him with his fair share of teams. You've seen him with his fair share of failures. You've seen him go through a lot of different things. And his recent situation, maybe not all his fault, but is another Doc Rivers failure. That's how they're phrased. So I think if you're Tom Gores, you're the Pistons from that standpoint, you don't want to go after somebody that has a lot of PTSD as it relates to failures, a lot of failures, and he hasn't really had much success in the last, you look at the last 5 years, like it hasn't been the success that he had when he was with the Boston Celtics. You look at Mike Budenholzer, they were getting ready to fire him until he won that championship 3 years ago. Now they win the championship, and then Chris Middleton, some injuries, they haven't been the same since. But I just think from Monty Williams' standpoint, yeah, they overpaid, but this is Detroit.
They way overpaid.
That was the big thing.
It's the largest contract in NBA history.
But that's the big thing that I said. I said to get a guy that you want here to Detroit to coach the Pistons, you're going to have to give up a lot more than you usually would. But when Monty Williams look at a guy, everywhere he's gone as an assistant and now the head coach, the Suns, the teams have been better. The players have gotten better, whether it's with the Blazers, the Hornets, the Thunder to a certain extent, the 76ers, he was there with Joel Embiid. He was there with, I want to say, J.J. Redick as well. Those teams, maybe even Jimmy Butler. I got to check my sources on that one. And then, obviously, the Phoenix Suns, who you saw 2 years ago, they were 2-0 in the NBA Finals with a chance to win. I look at the
for Chris Paul.
100%. Hey, there you go. Chris Paul is going to Cliff Paul at some point. But I just look at the players, just in the Phoenix Suns, and how they got better. Devin Booker is a much better player since Monty Williams has been there. Jay Crowder, when he was there, Jay Crowder was a better player. You look at Cameron Payne. He was injured a lot during the season. But when he came in the playoffs this year, played much faster, much better. He played with much more pace, a lot different than when he was Russell Westbrook's handshake guy once upon a time ago in the OKC line to becoming the starting point guard. So I've seen the young guys have some success. You look at his records. This is Monty Williams with the Phoenix Suns, Maz. The year before he got there, 19-63.
Right.
We all know that. That's
Took him up to 34
19-63. Took him to 34.
Right.
The next year, 51-21. The next year, 64-18, and that was the year that they would end up losing. And then 45-37 this past season. So he's above 500 every time. He obviously had the year 64-18 and 51. So he had some big years in there. And the players seem to like him. He's gotten better, and he's not getting fired. I think that's the last thing I look at, Flannel, before I pass off to you, is he's not a coach that got fired. Yes, he got fired, but he was fired through politics and optics. I'm at Ishbia. I just bought the team. I want to get my coach in there. So even though Monty Williams has had success there, it's not you. It's us wanting to bring somebody in. So I think Monty Williams is the right guy for the job.
Before you go to Sam, I do want to tell Piston fans, and I read you all the time, Devin Booker is not part of the deal. Right? Everyone is saying, oh, great, Monty Williams.
Yeah.
Here comes Devin Booker. He's not part of the deal.
Yeah.
All right, he's got 2 or 3 years left on his contract. That's all I want to say. Sam, why Monty? Why give him $100 million, 100 million reasons to come coach this team when he kind of wanted to take a year off?
$78 million.
Yeah, I know, but he could get 100.
He could.
One more year. Like 6 years, he gets 100. That's what it is.
It's 6 years. It's no incentive. It's just if he makes it to year 6, he gets 100.
Well, I think it's with incentives and stuff like that.
So could be.
It could be. So why him, Sam, over, I don't know, Kevin Ollie? Kevin Ollie is left. He's left in the lurch, man.
Well, I'll start off with why him over Kevin Ollie, because Kevin Ollie has no experience coaching on an NBA bench at any level. I understand what he did at UConn, but I think that was more Shabazz Napier going on a run. And there were some NITs and some early exits in the tournament sprinkled in there as well. And with Monty Williams, he's obviously proven. He's been to a finals. He led the Suns to the best record in the league before they lost in the conference finals in 2022. And to me, it's not even so much Monty Williams specific.
Yeah.
You mentioned something that is really going to piggyback well into what I have to say.
Okay.
Monty Williams should not have been fired. I think we would agree with that. I would argue that Mike Budenholzer shouldn't have been fired.
Agreed.
You can argue that Nick Nurse and Frank Vogel should have never been fired. But at some point, all of those coaches, and not to even mention Doc Rivers, you can argue whether he should not have been fired,
Agreed.
were all available for the Pistons to have. And when you have all of these coaches who are proven, who are, besides for Monty Williams, championship coaches, the circumstances are different from all, but they've all won championships, and Monty Williams got to one. You got to get one of those guys. If you want this team to win right away, you have to get one of those guys instead of an unknown like Kevin Ollie, where if it doesn't work out, people are going to wonder what the F were you doing, or even a Charles Lee who was only experienced as an assistant. That's why I wanted a proven big-name guy. It's not really a Monty Williams thing. I just wanted a name.
So why Monty over Doc or Budenholzer, who both have championships?
So for me, it's what he did with guards. Obviously, Chris Paul is an all-time great point guard, but when he got to Phoenix, he was a little bit of old man Chris Paul. I know he'd come off of a good year at Oklahoma City, but that 2020-2021 season was one of the best years of his career. He was 5th in MVP voting that season. And Devin Booker, before he got with Monty Williams, some of it can be attributed to, I think, maturity and getting into his prime, but some of it, I think Monty Williams has a lot to do with it. Before then, Devin Booker was kind of known as a all stats, no wins kind of guy. He was young, but with Monty Williams, he has taken that progression. He has had 3 consecutive great years where he finally made all-star teams, and this year's playoff run was elite. It wasn't his fault they lost, so all of those players have developed under Monty Williams. So I think he could do something similar for guys like maybe Cade Cunningham and Jaden Ivey.
I hope you're right. And Jalen Duren is probably going to do real well under him.
Yeah, I agree well. And another thing, too, going back to that, look, you're trying to take a real step here in Detroit. If you look at Detroit, what Detroit has done now, look at the Red Wings. They went out and they got Steve Yzerman. You look at the Detroit Tigers. They went out and got Sky Harris, somebody that helped build that San Francisco Giants. He was there when the Cubs won the World Series in 2016. Look at the Detroit Lions. They went out. Yes, Dan Campbell's a bit of an unknown. It was his first time. But Brad Holmes, on the other hand, is a guy that was there with the Rams, helped them build that up, went to a Super Bowl. They're trying to get people to come in that have that cachet. You had Lee and you had Ollie. Those guys don't have that NBA experience.
I get it.
So it's like you're going to legitimately get 2 guys, no NBA experience on that coach, to bring up some young guys. What do we keep saying? They got to learn the game. They got to understand the game. They got to get the youngsters and get some older guys around. I think you go get Monty Williams, like you said, not only the guard play, but I saw a team for the last 3 years. They were a team that was going to be 1 or 2 in the conference, and it's the West. The West has been the best. They 1 and 2 floating around the last couple of years. You look at Mikal Bridges; those guys play like a unit. You can argue that the Phoenix Suns played better without Kevin Durant.
They did.
You can argue that, and you look, and that's coaching, and that's Monty Williams. That's the guy we got.
Hey, look, I'm happy for the Pistons. I'm just playing devil's advocate.
And I love it. And it's good conversation. Speaking of good conversation, we're so happy about the Detroit Pistons that we forgot we got James Houston IV on the show today.
Yes, and Lindsey Hunter.
Sack extraordinaire. And we also got 2-time champ, brother, our friend of the show, Lindsey Hunter, will be with us. We got a show for you guys on this beautiful Thursday. I hope you guys are ready. But now and first, Randy Wise, tell us about it. Flannel Sam, or is it Maz?
I got it, man. I got it. It's golf. I should let you read it. Well, here we go. What could be better
Don't
than
let me
watching?
read it, I might leave.
Yeah, what could be better than watching celebrities like Braylon and D-Mac play golf? I'll tell you what, playing golf yourself and being treated like one of those guys. Stop at any Randy Wise dealership for your chance to play golf like a celebrity. VIP transportation. And then you got free golf to one of Michigan's best tracks and a tasty steak afterwards. Compliments of fairway packing. Make the wise decision. Get to a Randy Wise today for your chance to win.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit. How would you like to win not one, but 2 vehicles of your choice? One for you and one for your wife, your girlfriend, or your best bud. Get to Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut and automatically enter for your chance to win. Courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. Lady Jane's, open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome. Detroit sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
Welcome back, Ermanni and Edwards, Maz, or the old man and the kid, as we announced in the first segment. Maz, the NBA Finals get underway today. The Denver Nuggets versus the Miami Heat featuring Hemi Butler, or excuse me, Hemi Buckets.
Hemi Buckets.
As he now has
trademark.
license and trade. Hope he makes that coin, man. He deserves some extra cheese in his taco. The series tonight, everybody's talking about how good Jokic is. Player of the year, should have been player of the year, how dominant he's been, how dominant that Denver Nuggets team is. What do you think about game one?
Yeah.
Do the Miami Heat really stand a chance? Flannel, I want to hear what you got to say too.
All right. You know,
game one, what are you thinking? Hemi Butler
look at these,
and the Joker.
Look at these, man. That's some good matchups right there.
Yes, it is.
ESPN nailed them right here on this one. It's going to be fun. I can't wait for the guys. I love listening to Mike Breen and Mark Jackson and SVG. I think they're a great team to hear. Really looking forward to it. 8:30 tip tonight on ABC. NBA Finals are great. But this is a final that maybe a lot of people, well, no one really thought that this was going to be the final. But here it is. Not a lot. I don't know. I'm going to say not a lot to get excited about. And I feel bad for saying that. The Nuggets are 8.5-point favorites. I think they've had roughly a week and maybe 10 days off after they knocked off the Lakers in 4 straight. The Heat come in after winning on Monday night. So they got 2 days rest and they're ready to go tonight. They're going to be in Denver. You try playing basketball from Boston, working your you-know-what off to win that series. Now you're going to Denver in that mile-high air.
So it's a
and
beast.
You're playing a well-rested Nuggets team. Now, the better of me would say Nuggets going to be a little stale. Maybe the Heat could steal this game. But the more I think about it, and the spread's 8.5, I don't like that number. I think Vegas kind of knows. So I'll say, even though I said yesterday I think the Heat are going to steal this game, I think the Nuggets will wear them down in the fourth quarter and probably get the win tonight. I do hope the Heat give them everything they got. I want to see the Heat win, but I'm not going to cry if the Nuggets win because they've never won in their history. They've been in the NBA since 1976. I love those ABA teams. Yeah. You got the Spurs. They got their championships. Nets, they're never going to win. Pacers, they'll get their chance. Yeah. And here's the Nuggets with their chance finally. It could be fun. Jokic is really fun to watch. And he is the heaviest favorite ever to win the MVP.
As he should be. I mean, it's at the end of the day, it's going to be him or Jamal Murray. Before I throw it over to you, Flano, interesting enough, when you think about this series, and for context for those of you out there talking about Mile High, talking about being in Denver, it is a real thing. It is something that you have to get used to. I used to hate playing those games out there in Denver, whether it was Invesco Field, whether it was Sports Authority Field, whether it was the Mile High Stadium. I hated playing out there because it was going to take you all warm-ups to get adjusted to that, and you were going to be tired once the game first started. You weren't going to catch your second win until the second quarter, so I hope those guys go out there and get warmed up. Flannel Sam, the thing I look at, when I look at the matchups, said Jimmy Butler versus Jamal Murray. Then it said Bam Adebayo versus Jokic. And then I thought, Bam Adebayo might be about 2 inches taller than me. Meanwhile, Jokic is a clean 7 foot 1 inches. Flannel Cell, how does the Miami Heat, how do they corral Jokic at any point? Because when I look at it, it just looks like an unfair match.
I don't think they can corral Jokic. I think he's reached that level where the only thing that's going to prevent him from dominating is maybe he's not shooting the ball well in a particular game. I'm not even necessarily looking at Nikola Jokic and Jimmy Butler, at least at first. A couple of things happened in the Western Conference Finals and the Eastern Conference Finals, respectively, that you think are unsustainable, but we don't know. Jamal Murray in the Western Conference Finals was the first player in Western Conference Finals history to average 30 a game on 50, 40, 90 shooting splits. We all know Jamal Murray can.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we all know Jamal Murray can get on heaters, but I don't know if he can be this good for another series.
Nobody could.
But at the end of it, also
with three playoff series in, and he hasn't slowed down.
And I'll tell you what, when you look at Jamal Murray's numbers in the postseason versus the regular season, his numbers and efficiency skyrocket. So maybe he's just one of those guys that rise to the occasion. But also, remember a time when the Miami Heat were 4th worst in the NBA in 3-point shooting in the regular season. But in this past series against Boston, Duncan Robinson, Caleb Martin, and Gabe Vincent basically shot all of them 50% from 3. A couple shot 48 and 49%, but give or take 50.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's necessarily sustainable, but I kept thinking it wasn't sustainable after the first couple rounds, but they just keep making their shots. I think a lot of it depends on whose supporting cast makes their threes and whose doesn't. I would trust the Nuggets supporting cast to make theirs because also Michael Porter Jr., Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and Bruce Brown have all been making their threes as well. And when it comes to the stars, the superstars, I trust Jokic even more than Jimmy Butler at this point. I know Jimmy Butler has had a damn good playoff run in which he's elevated his numbers. He's really earned that playoff Jimmy moniker.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, too. That round against the Bucks, he was Timothy J. Butler to the extreme. He had an all-time great first round. The last couple rounds, he's been a little bit more, I wouldn't say average, but he's tapered off a bit. So,
His teammates have picked it up, though.
Oh, absolutely, and that's the thing. They've made their shots. So for me, I would probably say the Nuggets win this one. I think it's going to be a short series. I think the Heat have to steal tonight if they have any chance. I wouldn't put it past them, but I think the Nuggets make quick work of the Heat.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. In that first round against the Bucks, he was all of Timothy. I believe he had, 98 between those two games, 56 followed by 42, 98 points in total. Just for a little bit of context, with the Miami Heat, they were the 4th worst shooting 3-point team, I want to say. But if you look at the players on their team, all of them had respectably low lows for their shooting percentages this season. So it's one of those things where, are they getting closer to where they really shoot and they had a bad year, or is this something they're playing above themselves? The one thing about Denver, going back to that matchup, whether it's the Heat, whether it's Denver, the thing about the Denver Nuggets, and you look at their shooting, you look at their efficiency, whether it's Brown off the bench, whether it's Porter Jr., whether it's Gordon, whether it's KCP, whether it's whoever, they're not under pressure per se. That's the way it seems. Like when they play, they all seem in rhythm. It seems fluid, not a lot of pressure. The Miami Heat, Strus has to make some shots. Vincent has to make shots. Caleb Martin, my favorite player, not named Jimmy Butler, has to make shots. Jimmy Butler has to make shots. Bam Adebayo has to provide them with second chance opportunities. Denver Nuggets are so freaking loaded. You got Jokic, you got Jamal Murray. It's Michael Porter he's not under any pressure.
They're almost unfair.
Here's 21. Aaron Gordon's not under any pressure. Oh, here's 18 and 10. Here's a little 18 and 10 for you. Just put that with the rest of the points. KCP's like, well, I'll just knock down 5 out of 8 3-pointers. Just put that with the rest of the points. They just seem like a team that's not under any pressure because their two are playing better than anybody almost has ever played in the finals.
Well, Duncan Robinson's got to play well as well. He's got to shoot well. He had a decent run in Game 6. He did lose. He's miss a couple at the end.
He's had 2 good games in the playoffs.
He has. He's coming.
Yeah.
He's coming on a little bit now.
Okay.
Now, Tyler Herro's not going to play tonight again. Is that a kid that they need on the floor, or is it now they're playing without him all this time? Just forget him.
This is my thoughts. I would say assess Game 1. I would not play him Game 1. He's not playing. I would not play him at all Game 1. But I will assess what the team looks like, and this is why. And, JB, you can tell me if I'm right or wrong on this. When you're playing as efficient as the Miami Heat have played, look at you. You knocked off the Bucks. You knocked off the Knicks. You almost swept the Celtics. I mean, if Gabe Vincent does not get hurt, if Gabe Vincent doesn't hurt his ankle, you can argue that the Heat would have swept the I forgot their names already, the Boston Celtics. With that being said, I forgot where I was going at that point. I was thinking about the them getting swept. But just talking about the Heat, talking about Jimmy Butler, what do you think they're going to be able to do against the Denver Nuggets with the Maha and the intensity tonight?
Well, as you said, playing in Denver is going to take a little bit out of them. Now, the Heat do have the hot hand right now because they are only coming off of, 2 days rest. So
Yeah.
I do feel like they're going to come out in this game and, honestly, first quarter be red hot. Like, it's just going to be a continuation from when they beat the Boston Celtics. Even though Denver does have 10 days of rest, which could help, but it honestly is going to hurt them in the first quarter, I think. But afterwards, I think Denver will kind of cruise with the rest of this game. But Miami does need to come out and make a statement and try and win this game, because otherwise it's going to be a rough going for them the rest of the series.
Hey, they're very well coached. Yeah. They got a president that is giving them a pep talk, and Pat Riley. I want to put the stat up on Pat Riley.
25.
Do you know Pat Riley, guys, has been in 25% of the NBA Finals as a player, as a coach, and as an executive? Is that not the most unreal thing you've ever seen?
That's sick.
He is the king.
I'm about to add, if you take Pat Riley, and what's that, 3, 10, 6, if you add Phil Jackson to that, if you add George Popovich to that,
Greg
Popovich, you add Boston Celtics, Red Auerbach.
Yeah,
you add Red to that, and Jerry West.
Yeah.
That's the whole. That's every finals ever.
It's over.
It's every finals ever. But Pat Riley, man, he has been a staple for the NBA ever since he played as a player. I mean, you saw winning time. It was so great to kind of see his backstory a little bit in winning time. See how he, almost got put next to Chick Hearn, doing some commentary. They didn't even want to listen to him, like you said. And then he finds his way in there.
That's because he's married. He's still married to his wife, Chris.
I mess with her.
She is.
I like her.
She's great, and they're a great team together. She kept him. From
jumping off a cliff.
You're not kidding.
He was legitimately gonna drink himself to the end.
You don't understand when he left the Knicks, it broke my heart.
Yeah.
The Knicks should have won a couple of championships with Pat Riley there, and that's as close as they've ever come to winning since 1973.
It's so crazy too, and we're gonna take a quick commercial break. It just seems like Pat won another ring. Like it just seems like the Knicks won one. We know they didn't.
They should have.
And the sleeper team is when he took over the Miami Heat. Miami Heat was damn good towards the end of the 90s. But let's take a commercial break and let's get back. But before we go, who are the players? Who are the unsung players in Game 1? I want both of you guys to give me one.
Right.
One for the Heat, give me one for the Nuggets. But first, tell me about Fairway Packing.
Absolutely. For over 60 years, Fairway Packing Company has provided Michigan's finest restaurants, hotels, and casinos with prime beef, Wagyu beef, and dry-aged beef. Experience the Fairway difference for yourself today. Visit the steak shop in Grosse Pointe Woods for grab-and-go steaks, or order online at fairwaypacking.com.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports. How How would you like to win not one, but two vehicles of your choice? One for you and one for your wife, your girlfriend, or your best bud. Get to Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut and automatically enter for your chance to win. Courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. Lady Jane's, open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome. The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
Welcome back to Ermanni and Edwards, or Old Man and the Kid. Braylon Edwards, Tom Mazawey, enjoying our beautiful Thursday. Asked you guys a question before we went to the break. You want to answer that now, or do you want to?
We're gonna wait because we got our main man on the phone.
Is that right? Is he in here?
We do.
Well, without further ado, let me introduce. We got James Houston, the fourth Detroit Lions. 6th-round draft pick last year, 8 games, 7 sacks. But that's not even half of the 16.5 sacks his last year at Jackson State. That's the one that's most impressive. Sir, how you doing?
Hey, James.
I'm doing well. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Braylon Edwards, Tom Mazawey, Woodward Sports, man. Glad to have you on. The fans, they've been chomping at the bit to learn a little bit more about James Houston. Hey, first of all, I lived in Miami, lived in Coconut Grove, spent a lot of time down there, and I always noticed, man, the Florida boys, they cut different, man. I used to spend time with Chad Ochocinco, Willis McGahee, he's my partner, played with Frank Gore. Man, that love down in San Antonio. What is it in the water in Florida? Because y'all boys are cut different in a good way.
Well, it's that Florida water, man. I don't know what it is, man. We grow up just very competitive, man. There's so much talent down there. We just go at it since we are youngins, you know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of like we bred for it, we meant for it. So.
Yeah, definitely. You definitely bred for it, played at Heritage. How many guys coming out of Heritage, man? Like, there's some guys, Patrick Surtain II, Brandon Johnson, Isaiah McKenzie, yourself. American Heritage is putting these guys out. Speaking of the devil,
look at
you
that.
Rocking that number 4 right there.
Looking good, man.
I want to talk about this. I want to ask you, first question I want to ask, if that's okay. Talk about having 16.5 sacks at Jackson State and then getting drafted in the 6th round and then being cut and then being brought back. What's your thought process before you get to Thanksgiving against the Bills?
Yeah, so that's kind of like my story. My football career has been all over the place. From, just really playing almost 1 year of high school, getting hurt my senior year, going to college, having my stint at Florida, not really seeing the field too much, just certain issues and stuff. Then heading to Jackson State, and they switched my position, so I'm a DN now. Got to figure out how to play that position in a new league with running quarterbacks, different coaches, different schemes. And just going out there and just being determined, I feel like that's all it was really about. I wasn't gonna be denied, and I feel like that kind of same theme just kind of runs in my whole story. Like, I'm just kind of that guy that's not gonna give up. I'm always gonna be around. I'm gonna be right around, and if you give me my chance, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna do everything I can with it. And so them 16.5 sacks, man, I really had to work for those back in Jackson. It was really fun though. That was probably the funnest year I ever had playing football. Just being with those guys and celebrating and just everything. It was real fun.
Speaking of resiliency, Detroit Lions fans, they know you as a DN. They know you as an edge rusher. But at Florida, you were a linebacker. Your favorite player was Patrick Willis. You had 8 tackles, SEC championship game. And then you go to Jackson State and you move. Talk about what Coach Weeks and that coaching staff meant to you in terms of guiding you, helping you out, kind of letting you know, we think this might be it for you.
Yeah, no, those guys were like, it's kind of hard to put in words what they mean to my career because they really like transitioned everything. And they really worked with me, they believed in me. They saw that I had this certain ability. And they didn't let even myself, deter that. Because I was very I was I've been a linebacker all my life, so I wanted to play linebacker.
Okay.
And they allowed me to really just dwell in and focus on this one position because they saw the ability that I had, and they work with me every day. I never gave up on them; they never gave up on me, and we just had a great time. It was a great time. We learned a lot from each other, and I wish the best for all of those guys that have moved on or if they're still there.
Hey, James, I know you're a Patrick Willis guy, and they're kind of using you now like the Dallas Cowboys are using Micah Parsons, which I love. I'm a big Micah Parsons fan. I think there are a lot of people that are out there. Who did you try to develop your game after? Was it Willis, or was there another guy that you looked at and said, I got to be like that guy?
Yeah, so coming up, like, that's who I kind of wanted to be like. I wanted to be like Patrick Willis, that in-the-box linebacker that can – stuff up holes, but also I can run sideline to sideline, go get running backs, also cover a little bit. That's really what I wanted to be. Also, like a player like Brian Shazier, he's from Broward County.
Oh yeah,
a guy that he was a Sherman guy, probably way faster than me, but a sideline to sideline guy can stuff the hole and can also play a little of the pass coverage and stuff. So that was really always my goal. I always had D linemen friends, so it was always funny. I was always kind of like looking at the D linemen, like they would be looking at pass rush reps and stuff.
Oh yeah,
I'd be like, that looked kind of cool,
But you would like to load in the linebacker like that look cool, but at the same time, and it's funny. I actually played with P Dub in 2011. He practice is how he played. We had to tell him, I'm like, yo, P Dub, man, I'm 8 years in. You don't have to hit me like that. You don't got to hit me like that in practice. But talk about, so you go through, they draft you, then they cut you, then they bring you back, then you're on practice squad for 12 weeks, and then they tell you before that Buffalo game, like, we've seen what you've done. We like what you've done. We're going to give you a shot. Talk about how your mind shifted from being on practice squad to all of a sudden you're playing against the Buffalo Bills on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, so it was kind of crazy because
2 sacks.
So for like those first 6 weeks, I was just, on practice squad, and then, coach starts getting in my ear telling me, like, oh, there's a chance you could be up. We like what you're doing. We feel like we could use you. When the roster ends up being right, we're going to pull you up. And so that was week 6, So I had 6 weeks of feeling like this may be the week. This may be the week. Yeah. And so I was very locked in. I was just trying to get better. Really, my mindset when I was on practice squad was to get better for the next year. That's really what my mindset was. And after he told me that, it was like, okay, let's lock in a little bit more. And so if you ever get your chance, if anything ever happens, you're ready to go. Coming up, seeing some of the guys go down, I was kind of looking. I was like, man, I feel like I almost kind of got to go in, But they didn't tell me nothing that first day, so I was like, okay, maybe not. But let's just stay locked in. And once coach told me, I was like, man, when I tell you every single story that the vets, anybody that had ever told me they ever been in the league about being on practice squad and coming up, I was like, bro, I'm not going back to practice squad. There's no way. Like, I got to make sure, like, I got to show them something so I don't go back. And, I went out there and I had 2 sacks. That's something probably I didn't really think that was going to happen. I always knew I had the ability, but, sometimes it's just you got to be put in that right situation.
2 sacks in 5 plays. 2 sacks in 5 plays you got in there, you made 2 sacks. And that's kind of really where the run started for the Detroit Lions. Obviously, you lose that game by the skin of your teeth, but that's when the run started. 8 of the last 10, you were very integral in that period. Just talk about how the team got going, you getting to the quarterback, Aiden getting to the quarterback, Kirby Joseph getting interceptions, that young class last year, that rookie class. You guys start balling. Talk about that the last 10 games.
Yeah, that's really exciting, man. Just seeing all the rookies kind of coming together and doing what, they brought us here to do. And I'm really excited for next year. Everybody's making that jump from year 1 to year 2. We've all seen the game. It's all going to probably slow down for us a little bit and allow us to make even more plays. And some of the other young guys that we've added can be a great part in that. And then some of the free agents and stuff that we got are going to be a big part of the defense. And so I'm really excited. Everybody should be elevating their game. The whole team should be elevating as a whole. And so I feel like we have high expectations for ourselves. And so we just got to keep that standard.
Hey, Lions second-year linebacker, number 41. That's right. That's his name. It's James Houston IV joining us. You can catch him on Twitter, by the way, at JT _4. Now, James, I never seen a guy get lower than you on the line of scrimmage. I mean,
oh my God.
I don't know how the heck you do it, but is it all from the legs? What are you working on to get that low?
I don't even know, man. That's just always something that I naturally kind of just used. I was never like the tallest guy on the field, but I always was long. I had long arms, so I like to keep people kind of at distance, and so that dip kind of helps when you keep them at distance. And then you just I'm in that 6'5", 320. You know, that's hard for them to just kind of try to dip down real quick as quick as that I am. And so, yeah, it's just something that I've learned being at the position. I'm only been at the position 2 years, so I'm picking up little tips and tricks that work for me.
Yeah.
That I've seen that have worked for other people as well. Von Miller is one that uses that dip very, very, very
58.
well.
Hey, where'd you get that hesitation move too? You got that little hitch too. I mean,
man. I feel like that might come from maybe my running back days. I used to play a little running back in Little League, and so had a little stick, you know.
I see it. Legit. I like it.
Hey, all right, here we go. Last year is last year. The Lions were the hottest team in football at the end of the year, and partially thanks to you. But now we look ahead to 2023. You guys are on national television, man, to open the season against the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes. What are you guys in the room talking about? And I know you're talking about that game already. What are you looking forward to in that game?
I think everybody as a whole is very excited for the game. Obviously, we kick off the NFL season, so everybody will be watching. We play the Super Bowl champions, so that's going to be a challenge in its own. And I feel like everybody's just excited to kind of see where we are as a team, where we are as individual players as well. So I feel like we're all just going to be almost like blood in the water, you know, just like sharks smelling that blood and just trying to get anything and everything that we can in that game, just to kind of prove ourselves. I feel like that's just the type of team that we are. Always out to prove ourselves, never going back down, always just very accepting of the challenge. And I'm you know what I'm saying, I'm going to accept that challenge. Whoever I got to get by to go get one of the best quarterbacks in the game. And so that's my goal. So, yeah.
Talking to Detroit Lions second-year edge rusher James Houston IV, talking about this season coming up against the Kansas City to open it out, and I think the Thursday open it up. What are you thinking about for this year? Let's talk about James Houston. Like, what are your goals this year? Last year, 8 games, 7 sacks. You played tremendous. You had a good year. What are your goals going into this year? You know, just share them with us a little bit. Not all of it, just a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. So being as, you know, my role is majority pass rush, getting sacks and stuff of that nature. Yeah. I just want to expand on that. Anything else that they give me, I'll be super happy, super blessed and fortunate to have. But, you know, what I did was extraordinary. I set NFL records. And so I honestly just want to continue to build on that. I want to double up my sack total. If I can get that this year, that would be my dream.
Heck yeah.
So,
that's 20 sacks.
Anything on top of that would be like, man, you really put in that work to really get what you wanted. And so I'm really excited. I'm keeping my options open, but sacks are probably going to be one of the main things that I'm looking for.
Well, you heard it from him. He's trying to get to that quarterback, and we love it. Have you had a chance to get out of Detroit a little bit? Switching gears, open up some fun stuff. Have you had a chance to get to Coney Island? Have you had a chance to get to LCA for a concert? Have you had a chance to do some Detroit staple things?
Go Tigers.
There you go. Go Tigers. Talk about them.
Yeah, so I've been out in Detroit a little bit.
Okay.
I stay downtown. I like to kind of immerse myself in the city, right over there by the Riverwalk. So I've been over there. I've been over to, you know, Belle Isle. They got a nice little beach in there. Whatever you call it. You want to call it a beach, but yeah, nah.
It ain't
I've
Miami.
been to Coney Island. Coney Island's good. Late night snacks. You know, you can get whatever you need. I'm just hearing about this one, this thing. I forgot what it's called. It's got like bikes. You got bikes.
Slow
and
roll.
Trail over to the place.
This is
what's it called?
Slow roll. So
okay.
Slow roll. You're talking about riding the bikes on a Monday? It was like Monday or Tuesday night?
Yeah.
Hey, you got to get into that, man. Grand Prix is coming up this weekend as well.
Yep. I'm
Grand
gonna be out
Prix?
at the Grand Prix this weekend,
Sweet.
so that should
Okay.
be fun as well. Yeah.
Good, man. I'm glad
I gotta get me to the Aretha Franklin
Shane Park.
arena over there. and
Yeah,
see
the
something over
amphitheater.
there.
Some
Yep,
great
the
concerts,
amphitheater.
man. Especially in the summertime, they got a lot of good stuff, especially the old school stuff too.
Yeah.
Got Maxwell
Hey,
coming.
what
in.
other sports do you like? Are you happy for the Pistons with Monty Williams now?
Man, I'm loving it. I love the Pistons, man. I can't
There we
wait
go.
till I thought we were gonna get that #1 pick, man.
I know.
But,
We all did.
It's all good. We
Yeah.
gonna get whoever we get, and we gonna rock out. But I grew up down south, so I'm a Miami boy. I gotta rock with my Heat tonight.
Oh yeah, we're all rooting for
the
him.
Heat. You think they can pull it off tonight? You think they can pull it off the whole series or just one game?
I got Heat in 7, man.
Yeah, I like it.
You changing your
I
opinion
love
now?
it. I love it. I want the Heat to
There
win,
we go.
man. I want the Heat to win.
Shout out to
True
Wade,
underdog story, man.
You're not kidding.
Wade County. Wade
Yep.
County.
Hey James, I got one more for you. I want to ask you about the room, the defensive room. You got all these new players: Cam Sutton coming in, Mosley coming in, my guy C.J. Gardner-Johnson coming in. What's the vibe in that room right now?
Man, it's a great vibe. Everybody is just kind of learning each other. Everybody's out there competing, trying to see what each other's got. I feel like it's going to be a really, really good season. We got a lot of good vets, a lot of good guys that have been in that fire, have been to the highest, have been at the lowest, have seen almost everything in the game, and are kind of can show some of the young guys, a lot of the young guys that we got on the team, especially the defense, how it's supposed to go. None of the young guys have played in the playoff game. So that's one thing, that we gotta understand. The atmosphere is gonna be different. Just everything's gonna be different. And so I feel like having those guys is really instrumental for some of the young guys to just figure it out and get through their years and careers of the NFL.
All right, last question. I promise this will be the last one. I couldn't let you go without asking this question. You had Deion Sanders as your last coach in college. Now you have Dan Campbell as your first coach in the NFL. Talk about the difference, if any, between these two great men.
Oh, I think there's a difference.
It's funny, though, because everybody asks me this, and I feel like everybody thinks that they're so different, and they're not.
I don't think so, yeah.
They're different, as in maybe their personality, but, in the way that they approach the game and the way that I approach football and coaching is not different at all. They're huge motivators. They're going to get you ready for anything and everything that you got: practice, games, workouts, anything. Any type of competition, they're up for it. And they're on your back. They've been through it. You know what I'm saying? They're players, coaches, and they're going to support you, and they're going to try to lead you in the right direction and tell you, old stories that they may have encountered, different situations and stuff like that. And so I feel like there's a lot of power in former player coaches. They can really I feel like they just have that certain connection to the guys, and they can give them certain lessons and stuff like that to help them see and guide. Because, sometimes guys they can't really listen to somebody that hasn't really been through it.
Yeah.
And, you know what they say, a wise man will learn from someone else's mistakes, but, a lot of people learn from their own mistakes. And I feel like seeing somebody that looks like you, that has been what you've been through,
there you go,
and that's gone through that, you know what I'm saying, they can lead you out of that.
Well, look, man, we appreciate you. We appreciate
Thanks,
what you guys
James.
are doing, watching you guys and the energy that you have, the passion. The city of Detroit is behind you. Woodward Sports Network is behind you. And we look forward to the great things that you and these Detroit Lions are going to do in the future, buddy.
We can't wait.
We can't wait, man.
Appreciate y'all,
It's
man.
great. It's
Yes,
great.
sir.
We all villains
Can't
out
wait.
here, man.
Thanks, James.
So we appreciate you, brother. We appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. That's,
Have a great season, man. That was awesome.
Man, James
Kid's
Houston
awesome.
the 4th. He's a great, every time. And shout out to the Detroit Lions for providing that
Thank
connection.
you. Absolutely.
100%. We appreciate you. Every time we have a player on, whether it's Tracy Walker, whether it's Cam Sutton, whether it's Dre Bly, whether it's James Houston the 4th, they are always amazing to talk to. His team is headed for special things.
He just got off the field too. So,
He did.
he put his work
and was
in already.
comfortable, though.
Yep.
And was comfortable. It's something about Woodward Sports, man. We let people be comfortable.
I think you got him going with that Florida talk.
You got hey, look, man. You got to get into them. The hell with football first. Who are you?
Absolutely.
How you doing? Bro?
Absolutely.
I think we're way over. So let's
We
get
are.
let's get a read in here. Les Stanford.
Let's
Somebody
do it.
have that one out there.
Flannels.
I've got Les
Let's do
Stanford
it.
today. Les Stanford has expanded into Ferndale, a trusted name for over 50 years. Les Stanford Buick GMC, same great service that customers have come to know. Go check them out on Woodward, just south of 9 Mile. Of course, if you're looking for a Chevrolet or Cadillac, Les Stanford in Dearborn. Find the brand you want at lesstanford.com. lesstanford.com. Find new roads.
Find them.
Can't get enough Woodward Sports content? Head over to woodwardsports.com right now for up-to-date sports articles and great entertainment news. We have the best writers, bloggers, and coverage all at your fingertips. Head to woodwardsports.com right now to experience all Woodward Sports has to offer.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
Ermanni and Edwards, or Old Man and the Kid, with my man Tom Mazawey joining us. Just finished a wonderful interview with James Houston, the 4th Detroit Lions rushing second-year player. Tremendous interview once again. Every time we interview one, I got a new favorite player.
I know. I wish we could, believe me, I could have kept him for like an hour and a half.
I know.
And I have so many other questions. I wanted Sam to ask a question. I know JB wanted to ask a question.
I'm tell you like this. I know how it is when it's 90 degrees outside.
Yeah.
You're just coming in from off the field. This is technically voluntary anyway. You're like, look.
Oh, it's voluntary. Yeah.
It's like, look, man.
Eyes rolling.
Look, man. Look, man. I'm trying to get home and play some of this Call of Duty. But he touched on some things, man. And one of the biggest things, man, that I didn't hear him talking about is we talk so much. That's the question is, how will the Lions respond this year with how well they played at the end of last year? They finished 8-2.
Yep.
Everybody kept talking about the last 10 games. They almost made it. If they didn't get screwed, look at this. And you wonder, are these guys going to be complacent? Are these guys going to rest on their laurels from last year? Every time we talk to someone, they're not thinking about last year. They're not talking about 8-2.
No.
It's us talking about 8-2, not them.
Of course. Dan Campbell spoke today. So did Ben Johnson. And they both said, look, guys, it's boring, but we're got to go back to the basics.
Yeah.
It's fundamental football. You're starting from scratch again, man. The Detroit Lions haven't won a damn thing this year. No team has won a damn thing this year.
Yeah.
First thing up, get the team ready. Get them going. Get them to camp. Get Jamison Williams comfortable. He talked about Jamison Williams today, and I see something in that kid, but he's got a long way to go, a lot to learn. And he can go right down the line. Yeah. You got all these new kids in camp. Jack Campbell, your newest linebacker. It's a lot of new faces in this. You got your free agents, you got your rookies, and you got your guys that were here last year. But it all is going to come down to the man that's throwing the ball, I think, and that's going to Jared Goff. And if he could duplicate the year he had last year, I think it's sky's the limit. They got to win double-digit games.
Yeah, I definitely think it's up to Jared. Well, Jared Goff plays a large part in what the Lions are going to do this year. Before we dive into that even further, Sam, I want to come to you and ask you something. One of the questions that I asked James was, that last 10 games, like, you guys were on. You started it. You had 7 sacks, you had 8, excuse me, how dare I disrespect, 8 sacks in 7 games. You look at Kirby Joseph had 3 interceptions in that period. Aiden Hutchinson was on fire. You're noticing these are all young guys. Those are all rookies. And now you got a great crop of rookies in this particular draft. What does that mean for the guys in this draft, looking at how fast those guys kind of got it last year? Is that going to spell well for the Lions, you think?
Well, it means that the coaching staff know how to get the best out of their players. A lot of the guys who succeeded, like James Houston, for example, Kirby Joseph, Malcolm Rodriguez, they weren't high draft picks. It doesn't matter where you were drafted. If you have the talent and are willing to be coached and work hard, you can succeed on this team. So if you're a guy like, I don't know, Broderick Martin, for example, who's coming in as a 3rd-round pick, we're not expecting too much out of him, but maybe he can make a big impact on this team. One thing that I really loved about James Houston is because he is confident. He was talking about how he wanted to double his sack total. And a lot of athletes might be kind of humble and not want it to be about them, but he should shout what he did last year. He had more sacks than games played. He was 2nd in the NFL amongst rookies in sacks to his teammate Aiden Hutchinson. He had more sacks than Kayvon Thibodeau and Trayvon Walker combined. And most importantly, in games that James Houston played, the Lions were 5-2. So he is He is phenomenal, and if every rookie, this is obviously impossible, but if every rookie came into to camp with the mentality of James Houston, they can look at him and say he succeeded at such a great level. We can do that too. It's so important what those Lions rookies did last year. They really spurred on the season with the defensive players playing better.
Yeah, they did. And the good thing about it too is, we think so much last year. Number 2 pick overall was Aiden Hutchinson. Aiden Hutchinson is supposed to be our guy that comes in. He's the guy we're looking to have 18 sacks down the line, 19 sacks, maybe even challenge T.J. Watt and his brother J.J. Watt down the line. But James Houston comes out last 10 games, and he has, like you said, 8 sacks, 7 games. Just to have them on opposite sides of each other. Because now, Aiden Hutchinson, let's be honest, a lot of what James Houston did too, Aiden Hutchinson, you look at them trying to cover for Aiden, double team him, slide to his side, make the protection on the side of Aiden Hutchinson. A lot of one-on-ones early on, especially in that Buffalo Bills game, until now they know who he is. So having both those guys on opposite sides, it's going to spell well for them, Maz.
Listen, I'm not Sam, you brought it up, and that's what triggered this for me. I'm not shocked that he says, I want to double my total. You know why? Because he's a football player. Yeah. And what does Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes want on this team? They want guys that love the game. So I'll tell you what, I bet you he's got a lot of company on that team that agrees with his mentality. They want to do it. You don't think C.J. Gardner-Johnson wants to lead the league in interceptions again?
This is true.
You don't think Mosley wants to come back and show that he could stay on the field the whole damn game, the whole damn year? And Cam Sutton, he doubled his salary, almost tripled the salary. Yeah. He wants to show. Yeah, Pittsburgh, you let me go. You shouldn't have let me go. There's guys. These guys want to play. Jack Campbell wants to lead. He led the Big Ten. He wants to lead the NFL. Yeah. These are the guys that they have, and I couldn't be happier as a Lion fan right now.
And then, too, you got to look at it. Who was James Houston's last coach in college? It was Deion Primetime Sanders. Deion, you can't tell me Deion's not a guy that exudes confidence. Yep. He has the most confidence you could argue.
Nobody has more.
Look at that hat.
I know.
Look at that jacket.
Nobody has
Coach
more.
Prime. So the fact that he played for Deion, he's got that coming from Jackson State in terms of talking with Deion, what Deion exuded on the field, what he said in terms of leading by example. So I'm pretty sure a lot of that comes from here. It's going to be fun to watch, man. Just thinking about how well they finished last year, the young guys, how they came on, how strong they played. Look, Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes, they are not above getting guys that don't mind telling you how good they are, about telling you this is what I want to do, this is what I can do. The difference is the guys that they're getting not only say that, they go out there and they do that. They're in the meetings. They're at the building early lifting weights. They're making sure they're making all the off-season workout programs. They got the guys that can talk it, but the guys that don't mind being there at 6 a.m. to back it up.
Amen, man. Yeah. Can't wait for the season. Hey, listen, I'll just keep the pool closed all summer. Let's just get to September.
Let's just get to
September, man. I'm ready to go.
Well, you know what? Where you need to get to so you look good by the end of September is PFIT.
You're not kidding.
Fellow Sam, why don't you tell us a little bit about PFIT?
Absolutely. Planet Fitness is thrilled to allow high schoolers ages 14 through 19 in the United States and Canada to work out for free all summer long from now until August 31st. Planet Fitness's High School Summer Pass offers a solution for teenagers to stay active during the summer when school is out. Teens can register now and officially gain access to the club now, with registration open during the summer months through August 31st. And for everyone else, Planet Fitness has the best amenities, and you can get a membership for only $10 a month, or you can upgrade to the Black Card for $24.99 a month to get even more amenities. Join in club today or online, or visit planetfitness.com. It's Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Big Boy Strawberry Fest has officially arrived, and we're here to show you the very best flavors of the season. Satisfy your sweet tooth with our deep-fried vanilla Oreos, strawberry hot fudge cake, and a slice of our classic strawberry pie. But that's not all. Cool off on a refreshing summer splash salad, or savor the flavors of our chicken Caesar wrap and strawberry bacon chicken wrap. And for breakfast lovers, don't miss out on our strawberry hotcakes or our mouth-watering red velvet waffle. Strawberry Fest is something for everyone. Celebrate the sweet season with us at Big Boy.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Woodward Sports Network, we're back on a beautiful Thursday after that beautiful interview. Maz, how you feeling on this Thursday, man?
I'm feeling great. We're in the air condition.
I got the fan, too.
What
I have
the?
a
You
fan,
got
I have
it
AC.
going.
Hey, look, man, I run hot.
Hey.
My body run hot. I had a fitness coach tell me I need more ginger in my diet. So I'm going to start adding some ginger to my diet.
How about some ginger ale?
See, no.
Okay.
You need ginger. We gotta take the root, smash it down. We gotta
I know.
get it together.
That's the stuff you get with the when you order sushi.
There you go. See, look, okay, Matt. What do you know about
My
sushi?
kids love sushi. My wife loves sushi. I can't do it.
Good thing about
how
hibachi
do you put
spots.
that whole damn thing in one bite? I don't get it. I just don't get it.
Neither do I. That's why I take two.
Give me a steak.
That's why I take two.
Give me a steak.
You said give you a steak?
Give me a steak.
You can get steak there too.
Yeah, I know.
You get your little surf and turf. Extra shrimp on the side. What's your favorite hibachi? Oh, you don't like hibachi, huh?
Oh yeah, sure I do.
Where's your hibachi spot?
Well, we have what do we have? We have what's the place right by our house?
Benihana.
Well, there's no Benihana by us, but there's a. I can't believe that it's left my mind.
Sushi something.
No, it's a. Shucks, it'll come to me. The Shores has a couple of them. St. Clair Shores got a couple of hibachi spots.
I hope so. By the water.
Yeah.
Mass 3 o'clock, second hour of the show. Lindsey's coming with us shortly. Let's get back to a question I asked. We don't have Lindsey right now, but let me get back to a question I asked you and Sam. Unsung game 1, Miami Heat, Nuggets. Give me one for each team. Unsung player.
I'm gonna let Sam lead it off.
Player that both teams absolutely need to perform.
All right, I'm going to go first with the Nuggets. I'm going to go, if you're talking unsung, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Because
KCP.
if he can get open, Jokic is obviously going to find him. And if he can knock down some threes and play good defense, the Nuggets are virtually unbeatable when KCP is hot and when he's just playing his role. Obviously, he's one of the more valuable role players in the game.
Yeah.
He's very, very... I mean, he's one of those pieces that just makes the Nuggets a juggernaut when he's playing well. And with the Heat, I'm going to go with Duncan Robinson. Because you mentioned...
You and me, man.
You know,
I think it's just a Michigan connection or something, but that's the guy I think.
You know what's funny, Braylon? You mentioned something earlier that I didn't get a chance to respond to.
Okay.
You mentioned how some Heat players were having one of their worst shooting seasons in the regular season. Duncan Robinson was the poster child for that. I think he shot 33% from 3 in the regular season, but that's not him.
He hardly played.
That's true, but in those the year that got him that big contract, I think he was a 45% 3-point shooter. And
got paid. He made it 3 cents.
He did. And in this playoffs, though, he's shooting lights out from 3. And if he's a guy that they can get to knock down shots, it's just so valuable to this team because in a 3-point shooting league, a lot of times it's the team that makes their threes wins. And if Duncan Robinson is making their threes, I think the Heat might have a chance to hang around and especially steal game 1, which I think is essential for them to do if they want a chance to win this series.
JB, you give me 2. Give me 2, JB. You give me 1 Nuggets, 1 Heat. What you thinking?
Well, for the Nuggets, I definitely have to agree with Sam. I have to go with KCP.
Okay.
He's a guy who doesn't shoot a lot, doesn't shoot often, but when he does, it is threes, and he makes them count. So he shoots at a very high percentage. So if he is on fire tonight, the Nuggets need to the Heat need to at least worry about what could happen next. But going over to the Heat, I gotta go with Caleb Martin. Just because, simple fact, it was questionable. He could have taken home that Eastern Conference MVP trophy. I'm just saying. No disrespect to Jimmy Butler. He went out there and balled as well, but Caleb Martin was kind of putting in a lot of the hard work. So if he can come out here and start shooting the lights out, he's got a chance.
Hey, JB, that's why you my guy, man. Because Caleb Martin definitely should have went home with that trophy. But Jimmy Butler has had such a tremendous playoffs, and they're an 8 seed. You got to give him the Eastern Conference Finals trophy. I get it. He deserved it. Caleb Martin was the guy that came through in the Celtics series.
No doubt. But the leader is Jimmy.
It's Jimmy Butler. It's Jimmy
Now
Butler.
listen, can I use Aaron Gordon?
Of course.
Can I use it? Because that's I'm a big fan of Aaron Gordon.
You can.
I've been since he was with the Magic.
Was it the dunk that did it?
Oh, the dunk contest.
It was the dunk contest?
The dunk contest sold me on him.
Yeah.
And I don't know. They just didn't respect him enough in that dunk contest. He got completely jobbed every single year. He should have been a champion like 4 straight years. Anyway, so I like Aaron Gordon. I like his game. Like you said, he doesn't care if he puts in 12, 18, 22, as long as he chips in a little bit, right?
Yep.
And Gabe Vincent for the Heat.
Ooh.
Why not?
There you go.
Because he's the missing guy. Remember? He was missing. They lost to the Celtics.
This is true.
Celtics get on a roll. If he can get in there and stay healthy, I think they got a chance to maybe, like James Houston said, maybe take this to 7 and steal it.
I agree with you 100%, because Gabe Vincent, if he doesn't get hurt, the Boston Celtics get swept.
Yeah.
That's 100% the Boston Celtics get swept. So I agree with you on that. I like Aaron Gordon. I like Gabe Vincent. I like KCP. I like everyone that you guys have said. I'll come up with something new just for the conversation. Nuggets, Bruce Brown. I like Bruce Brown, and this is why.
I heard of him.
The Miami Heat, you know where they win? They're scrappy, hustle plays, extra attempts, rebounds, second chance looks. They get all that. They grind, they grit, they go all 48 minutes of a game. You know another player like that? Bruce Brown. I think he's a guy that can chase those guys down. I think he's a guy that can annoy them. Like, when you're the only one doing it, you're the nuisance. Like, they annoyed the Boston Celtics. They annoyed the Bucks. They annoyed the Knicks. But when you got somebody that's willing to play that same game with you, I think he can annoy them and frustrate them. And then for the Miami Heat, I think it's Kyle Lowry.
All right.
I think it's Kyle Lowry. I think it's a guy, it's a point guard. He has a championship. He's a guy that's been playing a little bit better. I think if he steps his game up, I think it gets guys like, oh, shoot, if he's stepping up, I got to step up. So I'm going with Bruce Brown and Kyle Lowry. What do you think about Kyle Lowry and Bruce Brown? My man, Splano Sam?
I mean, Bruce Brown, he's another one, like everything you said.
Another guy that we let get away.
We let get away, but he's another one. Yeah. In this playoffs, he is shooting lights out. He is shooting above his regular season clip from 3, and he's another guy that's a good defender. And, you know, if you want to force the Miami Heat to miss some shots, you might want to guard them on the perimeter a little bit closer, and Bruce Brown is one of those guys that can at least bother some Heat players. And with Kyle Lowry, he's still got a little bit left in the tank. Am I saying that he's gonna make a huge impact on this series? I'm not sure, but he's, like you said, it's unsung, and he is a guy just like Kevin Love, a guy who's past his prime but has championship experience, and he could take some of the ball handling and playmaking duties off of Jimmy Butler to not tire him out. So to me, Kyle Lowry, I don't hate it. I think he actually will make a valuable contribution to this series if they were to win or at least keep it close.
All right.
Who gets the edge in coaching? I want to ask you that.
Who gets the
edge in coaching? Because you got two damn good coaches on this NBA final.
You got to give it to the guy that's been there 5 times.
Spo.
Spo's been there. I mean, it's actually four with LeBron. This is 6 times.
Yeah.
4 with this is 6 times.
It's amazing
that he's been there. And you look at the last team that he went with, Jimmy Butler led. That team shouldn't have been there to a certain extent.
That was in the bubble.
But they made it. Yeah. But then you say that was in the bubble. Now here we are out of the bubble, and yet they're here again. And it's not all Eric Spoelstra, but Eric Spoelstra does not get the credit he deserves as a coach. Hopefully people see it now. But it's Eric Spoelstra that gets the nod.
Now Mike Malone's a good coach too. He's been there 8 years. He's been a survivor. He's stuck it out, man. They stuck it out with him.
6 finals appearances.
Oh, I know.
6 final appearances in the last 10 years.
I'm a Spo guy. I'm a Riley guy. You know that.
Yeah, but you asked me at the edge.
I know, but the edge, I guess it does go to Spoelstra. Now, does the Heat being in the 2020 final, will that give them any kind of edge in this series? Because they've been there before. This team has almost been there before.
I think the edge, and Flannel Sam, you can speak to this. I think the edge will be for them as relates to being there. I think the edge is they won't be as awestruck, or they won't be as intimidated.
That's what I mean.
By facing the Denver Nuggets. If you're talking about minus that 2020, they never play in that finals. This team hasn't been to a finals. They don't know what it feels like, what it means. They walk in there in Denver, I think they're intimidated. I think you're looking at Jokic. I think you're looking at Jokic's brothers in the front court. I think you're looking at the Mile High. I think you're looking at all that. Excuse me. But the fact that they were there, the fact that they have been there, the fact that they got guys on this team that have been there, not to mention Kevin Love won a championship last time I checked. Kyle Lowry won a championship
about him.
last time I checked. Pat Riley. So you have a lot of championship influence running around that team. Look, they're ready for the moment. The one thing that they will not be, Flannel Sam, you jump in, they will not be underprepared for the game tonight.
Well, I'll tell you what, they've been there before, and we obviously know they're well coached under Eric Spoelstra. And a team with a lesser mental makeup would have crumbled after Derek White had that game-winning putback with like 0.2 seconds left. But what did Miami do? They go to Boston and they basically curb stomp them from minute one of that game. It was never really close.
Flannel, not to cut you, I want to ask you something because you just brought up a great point. Where are you? And shout out to the Seth Rollins shout out right there. JB, I know you heard that too. Where are you in terms of the people that believe that Jason Tatum doesn't get hurt, play one, they win the game? What do you believe about that?
I don't necessarily agree because the reason why the Boston Celtics lost to me, first off, Jaylen Brown was a no-show in that game. Yeah, right, exactly.
I didn't see him.
Didn't see him in the last game. And also, I don't know if
that was D. Brown. Same number.
Blast from the past, right? But here's the thing, though. I don't know if Jason Tatum being fully healthy would have made a difference with Boston jacking up threes and missing them. I think they were 9 for 42 in that game. You can't win that way.
Yeah.
I don't know. And Jason Tatum, we all know, even when he's healthy, he's prone to some cold streaks. So I still think the Heat would have won that game. It would have been closer. It kind of got the game off to a bad tone, but I still think the Heat win that game. I don't want to hear any excuses.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to it, man.
I like it, and I agree with you. I put it this way. Jason Tatum was healthy those first 3 games.
That's right.
So I agree with you 100%. I don't think they get it done.
Absolutely.
And they would have got swept if Gabe Vincent wouldn't have got hurt.
Hey, you got a top 10 to do?
I did have a top 10. We're going to try to get through Lindsey, talk some Monty Williams, talk some Pistons. But if Lindsey wants to come in a little bit, we can jump to top 10, switch it up.
Let's do it.
All right, then. It's top 10 Thursday since it is Thursday. We'll take a quick commercial break. We'll come back and we'll do this top 10, man. I'm excited
Can't
about
wait
that.
to see what it is.
Hey, man, it's summertime, so summertime may play into that. We'll see you guys in a second.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
At work and at home. We're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network. You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper. Tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
Welcome back. It's Ermanni and Edwards with Maz, but today we're calling it the old man and the kid, man.
The old man in the seat.
It's the seat.
Hey, can I say something? I got another bitch.
Please. Oh, another complaint?
I got another bitch.
You got it.
By the way, Lindsey Hunter's coming. Lindsey Hunter's coming on. Yeah, I got another bitch.
How many you got?
You see this? You see what this is? This is called the Stanley Cup. A miniature version.
We have some of those.
This is the DMAC version of the Stanley Cup. Okay.
25.
Do you guys know that they're still playing hockey, or did you forget about it thanks to Gary Bettman
in Detroit?
Yeah. No, not in Detroit.
They don't play hockey.
I mean, what the hell is the NHL doing? Halting their schedule. We got to wait till Saturday night for Game 1 of the NHL Stanley Cup Final between the Florida Panthers and the Vegas Golden Knights.
Right.
You lost your audience, Gary Bettman. You lost your audience. Not only that, you got to go to TNT to watch the game. You don't have ESPN, ABC anymore. You have just cable, TNT. So people got to find
Can't
TNT.
even stream it.
Yeah. I'm just saying,
yeah.
It's not easy to find, and now we've waited all these days, and we got to wait 2 more days now to see the NHL Stanley Cup Final. You could have played last night. You would have had the whole show to yourself. And then you could have played Saturday night and had the whole show to yourself again. Instead, we got to wait till Saturday night to start it up. And, God bless you with the ratings. That's all I got to say.
Here's a question about
Thanks for nothing.
And you're absolutely correct. They could have had the show to themselves. Hockey has been the best playoffs for the better part of the last 4 years.
It always is.
As I've been watching the last 4 years, they've been back on top. Don't the NBA Finals happen on Saturday as well, or Sunday?
I got to look. We have that schedule still,
Because
JB?
if that's Saturday, then they definitely should have played yesterday, because then they could
I
have
don't
played.
think they'll go against the NBA. I bet you it's Thursday, which is tonight, and I bet you it's Sunday. They
Thursday,
They usually play on Sunday.
Thursday.
Sam, do you have that schedule?
I'm almost positive it's Sunday. I don't have it up. I think it's gonna be Thursday, Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, and then
Well, long story short, they blew it.
They did.
Like the NHL definitely blew it, because you and I we've been locked in. We've been locked in. I think there's only one series that I didn't at least see one game, and it was the Dallas Stars and the Vegas Knights.
There's the schedule.
There you go. You got it. Yeah. So it's for the NBA Finals schedule. It is Thursday, Sunday, Wednesday. Sheesh.
They start spreading it out
Friday.
again.
Yeah. This,
all right.
This annoys me.
I know, but
Like, why do I have to watch one game Thursday night and pseudo get into it? Now it's Thursday night, get into it. You can have a brew with your boy, watch the game, chill, go to Max's house if you will.
Oh, yeah,
You know what
Max's,
goes on in
of course.
Max's house. But now Thursday, then there's Friday, nothing. Then there's Saturday, nothing.
Well, you got the NHL.
The
NBA at least has got, at least it worked out for them.
Yeah.
Because it would have been just as bad had the Heat swept the Celtics. It would have been almost a week until
True.
you watch the game. 10 days, as a matter of fact, that they had swept the Celtics. So they got lucky. The NHL did not get lucky.
Well, you know what? How about we put a pause on this till Lindsey gets on? Why don't you take us around NFL, man?
You got it, man. Let's start it off with a guy that I think you like his game.
I do.
Pittsburgh wide receiver, George Pickens.
Yes.
George Pickens feels like he was snubbed from the Pro Bowl last year. Now, he's a very good receiver. I don't know if he was Pro Bowl worthy, but you've got a take on Pittsburgh Steelers receivers. And I want to ask you this. Do you find that to be entitled, or do you find that to be, wow, this kid's cool, he wants to be in the Pro Bowl?
So I'll start off with this comment. I actually was the one that sent this one in, so I'll take the blunt of this one because I wanted. When I read this by George Pickens, I feel like I got snubbed, or I got snubbed. I should have made the Pro Bowl. To me, I don't want to be the old guy. Like, I don't want to be the old guy that says this, that, and the third of these young kids today. But in this particular sense, I got to be honest. Him saying he got snubbed, bruh. You had 800 yards, you had 4 touchdowns, and had 52 catches. Why should you have made the Pro Bowl? Like, why do you make the Pro Bowl? Like, why do you feel like I'm going to talk to you on this one, Flano. Why do you feel like you got snubbed when you had 800 yards, 4 touchdowns, your team didn't make the playoffs, and you had 52 catches?
I mean, like you said, he had a good rookie year, and nobody's taking that away from him. But who are you going to get in over?
Snubbed?
Absolutely not. The AFC Conference has Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, Amari Cooper, Steph Diggs, and even his rookie classmate Garrett Wilson was more worthy of it than George Pickens.
Everybody used his name was over 1170.
Absolutely, and George Pickens had 801. I mean, bravo for a very fine rookie season, as Terry Foster would say, but nowhere near Pro Bowl.
Well, the reason why I have that gripe is because that's what happened in sports now. It's the younger guys. It's all throughout the major 4 sports. They all feel entitled, this sense of entitlement. I had a couple plays that made SportsCenter, I should be in the Pro Bowl. Don't get me wrong. George Pickens had some catches last year. Like, George Pickens arguably owns 2 of the top 6 catches of the year last year. 1 for sure. Like, and I get that. But 800 yards, 52, and 4 touchdowns, Maz, just to put it in perspective, and I'm not trying to bring it back to myself, but the 1 year I made the Pro Bowl, 1,300, 16 touchdowns, 80 catches, I still didn't even know if I was starting in the Pro Bowl. Now, man, if I had that last year, I would have started, but I didn't even know if I was going to start.
Was your Pro Bowl in Hawaii?
Yeah, it was in Hawaii.
That was one of the last years in Hawaii?
Yeah, they maybe moved it to Orlando 4 years after that, and then moved back to Hawaii for 1 year, and then they came back. But 1,316 touchdowns, and I'm like, damn, am I going to be a starter? I didn't know if I was going to start or not. 804, and you're like, man, I got snubbed. you're setting yourself up for entitlement because 17 games, receivers are gonna. You saw what Tyreek Hill had last year, almost almost 1770. You had Jefferson had 1841 last year. You got snubbed. I'm gonna need you to pipe.
Come on, man.
I'm gonna need you to pipe. He's a damn good receiver.
He is.
But
He's
if
on-
you
he's
think
on
you
the
got
way up.
snubbed with that, you're in for a rude awakening.
All right, I got this one off that now. You said you made that Pro Bowl and you went to Hawaii. I heard.
Oh, you asked about the Steelers receivers
Yeah,
too.
I'm going to do that. But I heard the Hawaii when the game was in Hawaii. You're able to take your family and stuff, right? How many tickets did they give?
If you got money.
Oh, they didn't pay. NFL didn't pay for.
No,
for your-
they give you tickets, but you bring them out. I bought the fam out. We had a good time.
I heard the stadium was like decrepit. Do you remember anything?
Of course I do.
Was the stadium that bad?
The stadium would be like, what's a good example? The stadium would be like, because it was outdoor.
They said it was like old Candlestick Park, except worse broken
down. It's like
down.
Wayne State.
Wayne State.
It's like Wayne State when they were the Tartars.
Yeah.
Before they kind of upgraded and became the Warriors, it was bad. Like the stadium, we only went once. We just went for picture day, twice, picture day, and then the actual game. Stadium's horrible. Like Honolulu is it's a metropolis. Like, and it's a rundown metropolis till you get way out. They put you at the Hilton Iolani, which is about 40 minutes from downtown. It's nice out there. But once you go downtown, it's kind of like, whoa, this is Hawaii? They don't show this in the movies.
No.
It's like,
that's something.
Then you realize they show Maui, the big island, Oahu.
Yeah, of course.
They show
it looks paradise.
Samoa.
It's paradise.
Yeah, and then you get to Honolulu and you're like, man, lock the door.
Really?
lock the door. Put your wallet in your front pocket.
All right.
But it was a damn good time.
I got another one for you guys.
Peyton Manning and his Peyton Manning's fun.
Anyway, yesterday I missed it, and I got to say it today. Happy 80th birthday to Joe Willie Namath.
Now, this is your younger brother?
Yeah, it's my older brother. It's my older brother, Joe Willie Namath. He's 80 years young yesterday. Can you freaking believe that Joe Namath is 80 years old?
I cannot, and I'm just happy that we're in the space we're in now. So I can obviously say happy
I know
birthday.
you had a little gripe with Joe.
I did.
All right, but he fixed it.
He did.
Because I remember he signed your shirt. He signed your jersey.
He apologized in his own way, man. Like, to get old people to apologize for anything, man, is tough. And he apologized in his way. So,
explain
so
everyone.
We're good.
Explain everyone really quick that don't really know just a quick story of what pissed you off about Joe Willie Namath.
So, I got a DUI when I was playing for the New York Jets, which is my fault 100%. I'm not mad at him for that. Got a DUI playing for the Jets. When they went to Joe Namath, they asked him about it. Why are they asking Joe? I don't know. But they asked him, and his response was, they didn't ask him about that. They asked him about the season. He was like, well, we got a good thing going, but you got guys like Braylon Edwards getting DUIs. That's a terrible distraction for a team. I mean, and he just went in on me. For a long time, and once again, I should not have got the DUI. I understand that.
We understand that.
But ain't that the pot calling the kettle black?
Well,
isn't this the same guy that was on TV trying to kiss Susie Colbert?
But that was after what you did.
No,
right?
it was before.
Oh my God,
it
really?
It was before.
I want to kiss you.
This was the year he got.
Thanks, Joe.
It was 2 years before that where he tried to kiss Susie Colbert, national TV. What was he, man? He was drunk.
Yeah, he was.
But he wasn't drinking and driving. He was drinking and kissing, or at least trying to kiss.
Susie Colbert is my favorite of all the women in sports. She's my favorite. She knows her stuff. Yeah. She's great at what she does, and she saved his.
She did.
But
she did, because she was very professional.
Yep.
And she could have gone a bunch of different ways.
You're not kidding.
That was a bunch of other reporters.
The producer never should have let him on. Obviously, the producer blew that one.
But he's Willie Joe Namath.
I know, Joe Willie. I could care less about the team struggling.
Exactly. But he knew my black ass.
He did.
He went off on me.
Now, speaking of Braylon Edwards, Braylon. Anyway, let's move on.
Romeo.
Do we have Lindsey yet? No Lindsey yet. All right. Deshaun Watson. You ready?
I am.
You said it. Watch the sleeper team. Actually, it was Ryan who said, watch the sleeper team, Cleveland Browns. Deshaun Watson said, D-Hop, give us a call. We got a spot for you.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Deshaun Watson, you know what you guys had in Houston. Those guys were magic in Houston before D-Hop got out of there. If I'm Deshaun, I'm looking at how that season was last year. Yeah, you had Amari Cooper. Yeah, you added Elijah Moore. Yes, you have Donovan Peoples-Jones. Shout out to the University of Michigan and Detroit, Cass Tech. But D-Hop is D-Hop. And if I'm Deshaun Watson, I know how my season went last year, and I got a bunch of people laughing at me saying, oh, man, he's not the same. He's this, he's that. When people want to get back comfortable, the fastest way for somebody to get back comfortable, you got to play with people you know. And that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to get back with D-Hop, much like you see with the Jets. Aaron Rodgers brought in Lazard. Aaron Rodgers brought
his guys in.
You bring your guys in,
Yeah.
you get some sense of comfort. But
if they get him, if Cleveland gets him, where do you rank them? Do they make the playoffs? Does he make them a playoff team? Save it.
I will. I'll save it. But
Save
first, a message from Lady James. And maybe Lindsey will be around.
Hey, we shall see. Lady Jane's is where I go to get my haircut. Always had me looking
might be with
fly.
Monty Williams.
Absolutely. And all the stylists there do a great job. I don't discriminate. They all do wonderful. So you should check out Lady Jane's as well. And you can also walk into any Lady Jane's for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically enter for your choice to win not one, but 2 vehicles of your choice, courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. That's right, 2 cars, one for you and one for your wife, girlfriend, or best bud. Lady Jane's open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Wicked awesome.
Can't get enough Woodward Sports content? Head over to woodwardsports.com right now for up-to-date sports articles and great entertainment news. We have the best writers, bloggers, and coverage all at your fingertips. Head to woodwardsports.com right now to experience all Woodward Sports has to offer.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
Have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper! Tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media. The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
Ermanni and Edwards with Maz. Monty isn't in. Shout out for Ryan, man. Ryan's been going through a lot, man, this year, man. He got a chance to get away, go get some golf in. So we're happy he's out there having a good time.
I read a great article today, and I put it in
Did
our
Ryan
chat.
write it?
No, but he should have. I put it in our chat. It tells you about how much vacation you should take to be healthy, to get your heart good, to get your blood pressure good, to get your head right. It's just, you don't have to take 3 weeks and go to Hawaii.
Right.
You could take a few days, but you shut down. You don't look at what you usually do. So if I took a few days off, they don't want me looking for sports stories and putting it out for you guys. It says 2-week vacation away from work is probably the healthiest thing you could do for yourself. Now, I know a lot of people out there can't take vacations. And if I had to do my whole life again, and I always argue with my wife about this. Well, teachers like to argue because teachers always get the short end of the stick when it comes to, people saying, they say they don't make enough money and all of that. I say, I love teachers. My wife is one. I have plenty of family that are teachers and friends. They make a damn good living for the months that they work.
Yeah.
Because they get all these days off, all the holidays off. My wife's going to be done June 10th, and she's got till September before she has to go back. And yes, I know the kids of today especially put you through absolute hell. And my wife's got stories every single day. And I know a lot of friends of mine that once they hit their 30-year mark, 25 years, they retire from teaching because it takes that much out of them and they go do something else. But to have that time off, time over money, there's nothing like it.
It is a great thing. My shout out to my stepfather, Charles Plater. He was a teacher at McKenzie High School. He taught at Denby High School. He taught at Miller Middle School. He's taught at a bunch of different institutions around the metropolitan Detroit area, man. He could not wait to get to the summer because those jokers wore his ass out during the year, man.
Tell me I wouldn't have been, guys. Tell me I wouldn't have been the best gym teacher / coach.
You'd have been a great
of
homeroom teacher.
I mean, really.
Yeah, you'd have been a great homeroom teacher.
I really, really missed my calling.
Gym, you wouldn't have got anything done in gym.
Sure I would.
You would have just been you know those gym teachers that just give the basketball out and don't do anything?
No, we would have been playing wiffle ball, basketball.
Would you have taught us how to line, like square dance?
No, not that.
My gym teacher at King, Coach Winfield, Coach Winfield, I think he's the winningest basketball coach, women's division 1, taught me how to square dance.
That's good. We had the square dance.
How to hustle though, man. It's the same thing as line dance.
Back in 7th grade or 8th grade, we had to do the square dance.
Health class.
But you know, we played the most. We played kickball the most, and it was phenomenal. I loved kickball back in the 70s.
Kickball
in the 70s, man.
Kickball was huge in Georgia. Like when I was living in Atlanta as a kid, kickball and baseball were huge. But you know what else are huge? Summer blockbuster movies.
No doubt.
Summer blockbuster movies.
Doubt.
Today is June 1st. First thing you got to think about when you know the summer's coming, you see the sun up, you see trailers, you see comic book movies, you see action movies. You think action stars back in the day, it was, Sylvester and Sly. It was Sly, it was Arnold. Now you have The Rock, Will Smith. What are your favorite blockbuster summer movies of all time? I have mine. And I'm going to just throw the list up. And
Let's hear it. This is your top 10.
I said list, but then said lisp as I had a lisp. And this is my top 10 in no order. Just throwing this out here. Actually, it's 11. You know me, I always sneak an extra one in there. If it's 3, I give you 4. If it's 1, I'm going to give you 2. So these are movies that I saw when they came out, or I know that they are synonymous with blockbuster movies. One is E.T. and Spider-Man. Spider-Man is the first. What's the second technically? Because I guess Blade came out, but Spider-Man is the movie that launched this new comic book movie sequence. Like Spider-Man, can we agree on that, JB? Spider-Man was one. Tobey Maguire.
Oh yeah.
Clear Danes. Blade was the first one, but Blade shows you could do it. Spider-Man was the first one. They spent money on, man. Spent a lot of money on the budget for that. Tobey Maguire is still the only Spider-Man that I acknowledge.
Now hold on. I haven't seen the rest of this list yet.
Okay.
But you better have Jaws on this list.
We'll see. We shall
That's
see.
all I got to say.
We shall see.
Now, Batman, which we're going to get to.
1989.
That came out at Christmas.
Now, you said what?
That came out at Christmas.
No. Not the Batman I was talking about.
Which Batman are you talking about?
It's on there, too. It's the last one on this list, Dark Knight.
Okay.
The Dark Knight came out. Batman came out on Christmas?
Yeah.
No, it didn't.
Michael Keaton.
Talking about 89?
Yeah, Michael Keaton. Came out at Christmas.
It came out in the summer.
No. Came
I'll
out
fight
at Christmas.
you on that one.
No, don't fight me. I went.
You went late.
No. You think I waited?
You went to the dollar movie.
You think I waited all summer to see my favorite guy in the world?
Yeah.
Batman.
Yeah.
And you think I waited till Christmas to go see him?
So look, man. It's 11 up there, so take Batman off and just add E.T.
No, leave Batman up there because
E.T.
is the best.
E.T. is one of the ones that came out 82. I was born in 83, but everyone talks about when it came out, Steven Spielberg. Put the list back up there, JB.
Put it up.
Because I don't have to. Okay, here we go. Terminator 2. Now, Terminator 2 is one of the first blockbusters that I remember going to see. Came out in 91. I want to say 92. Came out in the summer. Couldn't wait for this movie to come out. That was when I started, and that's when they started technology. You remember T-1000, how he came into the helicopter with the liquid. What was he, liquid ice? I can't remember what he was. But Terminator 2 is amazing, JB. Terminator 2, what you think?
Oh, Terminator 2 for sure. That's one of the classic movies that you can just sit there and turn on at any point in time and to just watch and then just relax out for a day. It's a good Saturday binge if you just want to go through all the Terminators.
100%. And I know a lot of people are into The Rock. Me too. The Rock's one of my favorite people. I think The Rock's the best person in the world, not named anybody related to me. I think The Rock's, he's it. He will never be Arnold Schwarzenegger because Arnold Schwarzenegger chose great directors. Great writers. Didn't matter if he was doing Kindergarten Cop. Didn't matter if he was doing action movies. He was always going to have James Cameron Spielberg. And it was also done by John Williams, who did Home Alone.
By the way, Batman supposedly came out June 23rd. Jake Wagner and Chuck Brewer have. I can't. No, I can't. There's no freaking way. There's no way.
Maybe it was Batman 2 you saw at Christmas.
No, it was Michael Keaton.
Hey, man. You know what's
Maybe
coming.
It wasn't Michael Keaton.
Man, Yesterday you said I hadn't said it in a while. You ready for it? I told you.
I told you.
I told you.
I am sorry.
All right, here we go. Back to that list. On there is Independence Day. So Independence Day was one of the first blockbusters I actually saw like by myself. Went to the theater. Me and the homeboys went and checked it out. Will Smith. This is his first big role post. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, hell of a movie. Jeff Goldblum, they saved the world.
After Bad Boys.
Hey, you said what?
Was this before or after Bad Boys? I can't remember if Independence Day came out before
This is
or
after Bad Boys.
Okay.
But in Bad Boys, remember, he was a co-star. Martin is actually the star in Bad Boys. It's Martin and Will Smith is the co-star. But this is the first big, like, crossover joint he did. It's the first crossover he did. Independence Day. Dark Knight came out, I want to say 2000... Was it 8? 2008. Great movie, great summer movie. What's the next part of the list? Just to get your boy Maz excited. And there it is. There it is. Transformers. You're talking about my childhood. You're talking about when I went to the movie. Just could not wait to hear that noise. Everybody knows the noise that I'm talking about. Went to the movies. 07 that came out. Great movie. Men in Black. Oh, man. Will Smith was the king of the summer for about 4 years in a row. I mean, he had Independence Day. He did Men in Black in 97. Men in Black 2 in 98. He did a movie that no one will ever talk about again in the Wild Wild West. He himself apologizes for that movie. But Men in Black. Jurassic Park, I actually worked at the theater when this movie came out.
You did? What theater did you work at?
Star Southfield.
Did you?
Star Southfield.
That's the big one.
Yeah. At the time, it was the big one. There were no Imagines back then. Star Southfield, which is not too far.
That's still kicking.
No, it's closed.
It did?
Yeah, Star Southfield's closed.
Oh, jam.
Yeah, Star Southfield is no more. It is no more.
Bad.
But Jurassic Park and then Avengers, everybody waited for the Avengers team up. We read about it, the Russo brothers forever. You read about it, and then it comes out. And then Maz, I threw this one in.
Thank you.
Just for my brother Maz.
I got a story for you.
So the story, is this about the shark?
No.
Okay, cool. I can tell that story then. The one thing that always enamored me, always endeared me to the Jaws project is they shot the movie Jaws without the shark the whole movie. The shark only, like if you ever pay attention.
I didn't know that.
They didn't have the shark up and running until the last 3 days of shooting. The shark finally works. If you watch, anytime you saw the shark, they filmed all that in 3 days. Wow. Shark didn't work. They didn't even have a shark for the first 2.5, 3 months of filming.
We're going to need a bigger boat.
This is exactly. There you go, man.
Listen,
Jaws.
Me and my family, my mom, dad, myself, and my sisters waited in line to see this movie at the Fox Theater in Hackensack, New Jersey. The line was, I don't know, 3 blocks long. 3 blocks long, and it was a multiplex theater, okay. So they had 2 or 3 theaters showing it. So we were all able to get in.
Now it's like
barely
20 screens.
Get in, but we waited for hours.
How was it
to see that show?
When you
that was amazing.
When you left Jaws, like how long did it take you to talk? Like, was it just one of those things you just lost?
Just you're talking to an ocean guy, a guy that's never afraid of the ocean, always goes in, goes deep. I don't care if the jellyfish are around, if there's little clams or crabs. I don't care. I go in, but it took me a while to get my. To get my guts going again, to get in that water. And there's people that still won't go past like their knees in the water because they're afraid of sharks. Now, you guys here in Michigan, you guys are Lakers. You guys love your fresh water, your lake.
Technically Pistons, but
I'm just, you know what I mean. You love your lakes. I love my ocean. Yeah. I don't know what it is. It's just, I don't know. It's just, I'm a saltwater guy. And you guys are freshwater guys.
I like the ocean. I like the ocean when I'm like down on the beach. So if I'm in the islands, you know what I'm saying? You take a boat cruise and you go around islands, you know, like St. Thomas. When you get to St. Thomas, there's St. Kitts, there's St. Mark's, there's St. Bart's, there's St. John, St. Croix. Like, that's fun. But other than that, man, we're lake guys. Nobody want to get in that salty beach water. It's nasty with the sand, especially at the beginning. And you get all that sand in your hair and everywhere. I don't have time for
David Webster on the chat said we forgot about Star Wars.
So that's what I was going to do. We're going to go to a commercial. I was going to tell you guys in the chat, write some of your movies that you either saw in that summer or that you think about when you think about summer blockbusters. There's a ton of movies that we can talk about.
And what Batman came out at Christmas time? I gotta know.
It wasn't Michael Keaton in part 1 with Jack Nicholson. I told you.
I guess it wasn't.
But first, you know what, man? Why don't you tell us about Ryan, Ermanni, and little Lukey Armani's favorite spot.
They love it. That's Big Boy. You know it. It's Strawberry Fest at Big Boy as well. Catch it while you can. That's right. Try the classic breakfast items like the strawberry hotcakes or the mouth-watering red velvet waffles. If you're not feeling breakfast, try some snacks. How about the strawberry bacon chicken wrap or a refreshing summer splash salad? And don't you dare leave without dessert. That is the pièce de résistance, the best part of going to Big Boy. It's the classic strawberry pie with that fresh whipped cream on top, the deep fried vanilla Oreos, or the strawberry hot fudge cake. They can all be yours. Plus, you can have a Big Boy there as well at Big Boy.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today. How would you like to win not one, but two vehicles of your choice? One for you and one for your wife, your girlfriend, or your best bud. Get to Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut and automatically enter for your chance to win. Courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. Lady Jane's, open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome. We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports. Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
Welcome back to the Old Man and the Kid. It's got a ring to it, man. The Old Man and the Kid, man. I actually, it sounds like JJ Redick has that podcast. I think the Old Man and the Three.
Who's the old man?
Him. I think he's the Old Man and the Three. I think he's both. He thinks he's everybody, so it's probably him. But Ermanni and Edwards with Maz on Thursday. Signing up 2 segments left. We talked about blockbuster summer movies last segment. I named 10 that I thoroughly enjoyed. Name some of yours. Flannel Sam, come to you, man. Name me some movies that make you think of something.
That make me think of summer.
Blockbuster boys.
Well, I'm not as much of a movie buff as, say, you, but a movie that always gets me hyped in the summertime is Rocky. I'm a big Rocky fan. I don't know if it came out during the summer or not. I don't know when it came out, but it is, to me, one of the greatest sports movies ever, like, just in history. Great story. Maz, I'm actually curious to get your thought on this. Yeah. I have what people might think an unpopular opinion about Rocky. I know the chat is going to eviscerate me for this. I'm glad that Apollo Creed won that one on decision. I'm happy that Rocky kind of stuck it out and obviously had that miracle of not getting knocked out, but I thought Apollo Creed deserved to win. The premise was that they just both beat each other to a pulp, but Apollo deserved to win. I guess another one, The Sandlot, makes me think of baseball in the summer.
The Sandlot.
I love The Sandlot. And also, if we're doing another baseball movie, I'm a Moneyball guy.
Oh, I love Moneyball.
Love Moneyball.
As far as Rocky goes, yeah. Apollo was a champ. He went on a split decision on the first fight, and then Rocky came back in the second fight, needed a knockout to win, and he got the double knockout. He happened to get up in time, and the rest is history. Oh, spoiler alert. Sorry, guys.
They cheated. they cheated Apollo, man. Apollo has 2 wins. But they didn't show you the second win. The second win is when they sparred after. When they sparred
when they made the deal.
Exactamundo. But on camera, Apollo got beat up.
I know.
That's good. He actually got murdered on camera, too.
That's good, man.
JB, summer movies out of you. What makes you think of summer blockbusters? Go.
I don't think you can leave the summer out without watching or at least playing The Sandlot. At least once or twice, and then if not that,
what scene? Okay, what scene particular is your scene in The Sandlot? There's a ton of good ones. What's yours?
My kid Lily can dictate when the punk kids came up to the Sandlot kids. And they said, basically, you play baseball like a girl.
And they got whooped.
Lily can say it word for word.
Okay.
That's my favorite part of it.
That's your favorite part?
JB, what's yours?
It has to be when Benny is literally running from the huge dog
Benny the
all
Jet.
over the neighborhood. Like, that is like the best scene out of that whole thing. Him lacing up the shoes and getting ready to jump over this fence, not knowing what's going to happen afterwards, but just knowing that he's in for a fight, chasing after, getting chased down by this dog.
What kind of shoes were they?
Oh.
VF Flyers.
You
PF
got
Flyers.
it, man.
Let's go, baby.
Yep.
PF
You
Flyers.
got it.
PF Flyers. Sam, your favorite scene in that movie? You're another Sandlot guy.
This is where I also might have an unpopular opinion. I'm going to piggyback off of what JB said. So the night before he has that mad dash to get the ball, Babe Ruth, or a pseudo Babe Ruth, comes to him in his dreams. And said, we say, like, a hero gets remembered,
He's a
but
good
legends
actor, by
never
the way.
die.
Yep.
Absolutely. I wish more than anything that he would have just got the ball, jumped over, and he would have never got chased after by the dog, because it was such like a great scene for me, him actually pickling the beast. It goes from being a scene that's kind of powerful to a scene that's kind of comedy. I don't like it. It should have just ended with him jumping over.
It is a Disney movie, though, Sam.
Absolutely.
It is a Disney movie.
That's
we
for
got to
sure.
get the kids involved.
I know.
But I don't know if it's a favorite
By
part,
the way,
but it's
I
a
had
favorite.
PF Flyers.
You said what?
I had PF Flyers.
Of course you did.
I did.
You did? How comfortable were they?
I don't know how comfortable they were, but they were awesome in that box, coming out so white with a little green label on the back. It was something, man. Living in those days. But my favorite sneaker were the Clydes.
Clyde.
I had almost every color, suede, leather.
Clyde Drexler.
Clyde Frazier.
Oh, Walt Clyde Frazier. Excuse me.
The Clydes. The Clydes.
Oh, excuse me.
It's okay. Pumas. They were Pumas. You didn't know what the Clyde looks like?
I know what the Clyde
you
looks like.
You got to look it up.
I'm just messing with you.
All right.
My favorite scene is when he finds out that the kid does not know who Babe Ruth is.
Yeah.
That is by far the best scene in the movie. You're killing me, Smalls. What? It's the best scene in the movie. But
Wendy Peppercorn isn't so bad either.
Yeah, she is not.
With Squints. Squints made the
He made her
the
an
play.
honest woman.
He made the play.
He went and married her.
I know. Isn't that great?
He went and married. Another interesting thing about that movie is Benny the Jet, when he was older, and Benny the Jet as a kid, they're brothers in real life.
Oh, wow.
They're brothers in real life.
You taught me something I didn't know.
They're brothers in real life. Those some great movies, man. That's what it is, man. You think summer, outside of going downtown, going to concerts, cooking, 4th of July, it's movies, man. It's nothing like going to see a good movie on Saturday.
People on the chat. We got
What we got?
We got Coach Carter. We got Rocky.
Okay.
Rocky 7, which didn't happen yet.
Technically, it has.
Yeah, I know. Back to the Future.
Okay.
Back to the Future's out
That's
there.
a good. Is that 86, 85?
Harry Potter.
Okay. I took my sister to see Harry Potter when it came out.
Let's see what else. There's another. Oh, Karate Kid.
That's another
Karate
one.
Kid, outstanding.
87.
I loved Karate Kid. I loved them all, except when they gave it to Hilary Swank at the end. I did not watch Karate Kid 5 or whatever the hell it was.
I didn't
4.
watch that. I watched the one with Jaden Smith.
I didn't watch that one either. I don't like remakes.
Yeah, true.
I don't like remakes. I still have not watched The Longest Yard by Adam Sandler.
What?
Because I'm a Burt Reynolds. I watched the Burt Reynolds
Burt
Longest
Reynolds
Yard.
is in it.
I know, but it's not the same. I can't.
He's
I
in
just
it,
can't.
though.
And I am not watching Billy Bob Thornton and Bad News Bears.
Yeah,
because
as you
Bad
should.
News Bears is my favorite movie.
But I will tell you this: with Burt Reynolds no longer being with us, it's a movie that you haven't seen by Burt Reynolds. You might want to just watch it.
Yeah.
You might look. It's not better than the first one. It's funny. It has some funny stuff, but it's Burt Reynolds. You might check it out, man.
All right, maybe I will. Let's
Back
see
to
what,
the Future was a damn good one.
Die Hard. Well, that Die Hard's a Christmas movie.
That's Christmas. That came out on Christmas. I got a side note about Die Hard. He was a TV show guy when they first did that. And when they put him on that poster, the reviews didn't go well. That's
Bruce
why they
Willis.
went. Yeah, Bruce Willis. That's
he was
why
in Moonlighting with Sybil Shepherd.
Exactly. But that's why they went back and they added the Nakatomi Plaza and they added all that extra stuff in the movie poster because it didn't go over well when they first announced him. They were like, "What? The lawyer?"
But boy, was he good.
He's great.
God bless him.
Yippee-ki-yay.
Yippee-ki-yay, MFer. Hans Gruber.
You wanted to say how many parodies have there been of Die Hard, whether it's a TV show, cartoon? I saw 2 last night watching Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
They did 2 Die Hard parodies. One of the most imitated movies of all time.
And I do watch it when everyone leaves my house on Christmas.
Yeah.
It's nighttime, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. I pop it on. And I know what? My girls watch it with me now.
Keep the
I got them
change,
hooked.
you filthy animal.
I got them hooked.
Man, this has been a great show, man.
It's been
It's
fun.
been a great show. We got 1 segment left. But tell us about Guardian Alarm first.
Go ahead, Sam.
Somebody tell us about Guardian Alarm. Where they at, man?
I got it.
1-800 stay out.
I know. I fell down the jump, but I'm here now, and it's a new year. Let Guardian Alarm offer you customized solutions from real experts. Our professional technicians take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. 24/7 professional monitoring. Call us anytime, day or night, and know that a Guardian team member will stay on the phone as long as needed. Technology backed by people. Your safety and security deserves technology that's been proven to work and people who have been proven to care. Call them at 1-800-STAY-OUT. That's 1-800
Stay out.
Guardian Alarm. Let them know. Woodward Sports. Stay out.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
Can't get enough Woodward Sports content? Head over to woodwardsports.com right now for up-to-date sports articles and great entertainment news. We have the best writers, bloggers, and coverage all at your fingertips. Head to woodwardsports.com right now to experience all Woodward Sports has to offer. We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
Last segment of the day, Ermanni and Edwards with Maz. A couple more, man, have come through the chat, man. I thought of a couple, too. Mad Max, Fury Road, the remake. I know you don't like remakes, but Mad Max, Fury Road, the remake, 2016, 17, give or take. That movie was phenomenal. It's just action. Like, it's literally 2 hours and 30 minutes of a car chase. Like, it's like a Fast and the Furious, but it's Mad Max.
JB saw it, what, Fast and Fury 10 or whatever the hell it is?
He did see Fast and Furious Part 1 would have been a good one. And then Transformers 2 will always have a great / weird moment to me because it's the day Michael Jackson died. I was at the theater watching Transformer 2. It's in June, and they announced it.
Wow.
I saw it on my phone. And this is when they still were like, movie theaters used to be packed. So remember they would have the ushers in the aisles like on the day the movies come out. Like, Usher came to the aisle and was like, "Excuse me, sir, you're going to have to put your phone away." I said, "Excuse me, sir, Michael Jackson just died. Get the fuck away from me." And I cussed at him. But everybody in the theater heard me, and they were like, "Wait, what?" Nobody watched the movie for like the next 40 minutes.
Of course.
Like, I had to watch it again to see what the heck even happened in the movie. So
Jack Harrington says Pulp Fiction. Pulp Fiction was phenomenal.
Yeah, Pulp Fiction's a June movie. Yeah.
And that's a Bruce Willis. He's in there.
He is.
He's Butch.
That's
He's
Samuel L. Jackson's coming out party.
Oh, yeah.
Coming out
Travolta on Unreal with Uma Thurman.
Tombstone. Somebody said Tombstone.
I love Tombstone.
That's a good call. Whoever
I'm
said
your
that.
Huckleberry.
Oh, man. Wyatt Earp. And you had Doc Holliday.
Was he good? Val Kilmer was phenomenal in that movie. Kurt Russell was awesome in that movie.
So, here's another tidbit. The scene where it looks like Val
Kilmer.
Kilmer.
At this stuff.
I love movies. The scene where Val Kilmer is almost dying.
Yes.
He kills Johnny Ringo.
Yep.
Spoiler alert. And at the end, they say he was sit and soaked in tubs of ice for like 10, 15, 20, 30.
To look that way?
Yep. So his skin would go white and he looked like he was dying.
He did.
They say he was sitting for like 15, 20 minutes. Now, playing football, you can't get me in the cold tub for 2 minutes.
Wow.
20 minutes?
Boy.
Now I wonder why he was dead. That's not makeup. That's called ice and water.
And he's fighting for his life again now, right?
He should have won an Oscar for that, man.
Oh, my God. You're no Daisy. You're no Daisy. I mean, this line after line in that movie.
Quotable.
Phenomenal. If you guys haven't seen Tombstone, get it up on demand
Tell
quick.
him I'm bringing hell. Hey, we say I'm coming and hell's coming with me.
Yep.
That's the thing. That's the line.
Johnny Ringo.
He's a good actor, too. That's Johnny Ringo is dude from Terminator.
What's his name?
In Terminator?
Oh, here's Con Air.
Nicolas Cage?
Con Air.
Nicolas Cage.
Here's The Fly.
1997.
Face Off. Caddyshack.
Grease is a good one.
They're flying in now.
Grease.
Briefs?
No, Grease.
Oh,
the movie
yeah.
Grease. Dirty Dancing as well, too.
Olivia Newton-John, rest in peace.
Forrest Gump. R.L. Poston said Forrest Gump. I don't know if it came out in the summer, but
like a box of chocolates.
I know.
It won him an Oscar.
I love that movie.
Back-to-back Oscars, actually.
Man, I love
He
that
won
movie.
Forrest Gump in Philadelphia.
Now, I think Forrest Gump rained on my buddy Brian's parade because he's a big movie guy like you.
Okay.
And I think Shawshank came out that year. And I think Forrest Gump beat it for Best Picture.
It did.
I could be wrong.
No.
I know Forrest Gump beat one of his favorite pictures that
Shawshank,
year.
I believe.
And I think it was Shawshank.
I think it is Shawshank. Shawshank's, by a lot of people's accounts, is the best movie of all time. Not mine.
Yeah.
It's
very good.
No, it's in my top 10.
It is?
Yeah, it's in my top 10. That movie's great. The movie's boring, but it's a great boring.
It is.
You can't say that out loud.
It's an unbelievable
People
story.
Maz, what you got going? Talk to me. You got 4 minutes.
I
Your
got-
show. It's the Maz show for 4 minutes.
Okay, I got something for you.
Talk to me.
I've been wanting to play this for all week, and I know.
Oh, we're out of time. Thank you for joining Woodward Sports Network.
I want to play this all week. Listen,
Go ahead.
you guys know I went to bat for this guy a lot. His name is Baker Mayfield. Okay?
Oh my God!
And
cut
listen,
the feed.
No,
Cut
no,
the
no.
feed.
You're gonna like this.
No Baker stuff.
No, you're gonna like this because you're gonna laugh your
Okay.
ass off. Baker Mayfield is in Tampa Bay, and they are, like you said, they're dumping this year. So they signed Baker Mayfield to a contract. Kyle Trask is there from Florida. I think he rookie from a couple of years ago. So they're fighting it out for the number 1 spot. Probably Baker's going to win it. But let me take you out to practice in Tampa just a couple days ago, and this is what it looked like. Baker, just a bit outside.
Baker drops back. He throws it to tight end. Just a bit outside.
Here's Trask. Look at Trask.
Okay, Trask coming up a little better. Takes back. Quick snap. He throws it. Yeah.
Ooh, you suck.
There you go. Here's another throw.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Trask.
Ooh, you suck.
Oh, God.
Here we go, Baker.
Oh, Baker.
Come on, Baker. You're the starting quarterback, man.
Baker.
Show these guys how it's
There
done.
we
Drops
go.
back. Heisman Trophy winner, Baker.
And that's it.
Ooh, you suck.
Oh, Baker.
That you suck is killing.
Oh, Baker.
Why? All I could hear in my head was Kurt Angle's intro song. You suck. You suck. You suck. Man. And so, Maz, this.
That's bad.
I won't be a troll right now. After seeing that, how many games are the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going to win?
5.
You still at 5?
5.
They can't even hit a wide receiver when there's no defense out there.
They won 8 last year.
They had Tom Brady.
I know. They won 8 with Brady. All right, 4.
All right.
4.
You know what I'm cool for.
Can you imagine Tampa Bay with that great defense that they have, only winning 4 games?
Yep.
Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. They're only going to win 4?
Yeah, I saw that happen in Cleveland, too.
Maybe Baker will surprise you. Maybe.
He did that with the Rams, though. He had that really good game with the Rams. Maybe
Good
there's
game.
It's so funny because every time you bring that game up, I'm like, are you talking about the 8?
I thought
the
I was
8 penalties they gave Baker?
I thought I was going to put it in all your faces that game when he came
Pause.
back and beat the Raiders.
Yeah.
I thought I have it now, man. I finally got it. I've got it. I've finally got a quarterback that you guys are going to have to kiss my ass over. And it just didn't work out.
Baker's going to be sitting right next to you in a little bit. So, he's going to be our co-host.
He might be good on ESPN one of these days or FS1.
Brother, this guy stinks. I doubt that. Well, check us out. We appreciate you guys for in the chat. We appreciate you guys for tuning in Woodward Sports Network.
Let me look at the chat.
Ermanni
Right, fine.
and Edwards with Maz. It's been a great show. A lot of fun. Flannel Sam getting in on the conversation earlier with NBA. JB, piggyback, great job by you as always.
Lindsey said he's sorry. He'll be here tomorrow.
We'll tell him we believe when we see him.
All right, I'll tell him.
Tell him we believe when we see him. Lindsey,
tell him.
we'll see you tomorrow. From one to the other one, we'll see you tomorrow. Appreciate you guys. Love you. One more day. Woodward Sports.
Congrats to the Pistons.